blessing. Poker out to Jupiter, we got your attention. You can tune in anywhere, but listen at your discretion. To the legend, Mr. Hochman can't stop from each other deuce. My brother got his own hot burger at Tucker Deuce. Now my rush more of these sports, spitting the truth. It's Channing Crowder, greatest Dolphins, who rock up 52. Solana one best of Miami, the voice of FIU. We reppin' to Miami, the Heat and the Panthers too. We reppin' for the Marlins, the Dolphins, that's how we do. We reppin' for the crib, so it's always about the you. Hey Jimmy, please get Appel on the phone and tell him that it's on. I finally got his name on the song. Can't do it wrong, cause it sounds so sweet. You spit the fast while I keep the crowd on their feet. Football season be the reason that I be bringing this heat. Georgia music representing 104.3. Hey, welcome to the show. Welcome to the show.
Here we go. Welcome to the show. I was just seeing that KD has been ruled out for Game 6 of the Lakers series. That series has gone from maybe this will be one of LeBron's signature series wins to maybe this will be one of his all-time series collapses. I was certain that Kevin Durant, now that Houston's back in, I was certain Kevin Durant miraculously was going to start playing again. But obviously he's hurt, and that's shame on me for even suggesting in my own head that in the postseason Kevin Durant would take a day off. I mean, we know the dude came back early and then ruptured his Achilles, right? When he came back early from the
He didn't though. You had mentioned that yesterday. He was out the entire next season. So he took like a much longer recovery
I thought
time.
He had hustled back real before it was time.
No, so he ruptured his Achilles in the finals against Toronto. It was the game that they ended up losing. I think it was Game 6. And then that offseason, he signed with the Brooklyn Nets. He left Golden State.
And then he took the following season off.
He took the whole first season with Brooklyn off. Kyrie Irving played by himself without.
But I thought when he got injured in the finals, wasn't he coming off an injury?
So it was the game before where it's very similar to what happened to Damian Lillard, to what happened to Tyrese Halliburton, where they pull their calf a little bit, and then they try to come back from it quicker, and then their Achilles snaps because of it.
Yep. Because your Achilles is attached to your calf's attached to your heel.
And you start to try
compensate.
to compensate.
Yeah. And LeBron is old, man. He can't play all this basketball and be the guy anymore.
That's
he
why
be
it would have been such an incredible series win, right? Where, hey, Luka's not there and Austin Reeves isn't there, and LeBron at 41 puts everyone on his back, and now all of a sudden it's like, ooh, my back hurts.
Have you ever seen a 41-year-old put anything on their back? It doesn't work out well.
Where are you? I see that normally your backdrop at home is just a
wonderful office.
Boxes and books and trophies and memorabilia. This looks like it's a very well thought out backdrop.
IMG Legacy Hotel closed down the spa office to give it to me to do the show because we had to come up here. I told y'all yesterday we're doing the Randy Memorial, the Ocean Memorial this weekend. So we had to drive up to get the kids this morning, and they gave me the spa office.
Oh, very nice of them.
Wow.
Yeah, they're great people up here. Well, I pay for it, but they're nice.
I was going to say, I always am amazed, but like when DJ at University of Tampa, he's like, oh, they did this, or, if I call or email something at the bursar's office and they respond in 2 minutes, I'm always like, wow, they really are interested in, and then I'm like, oh, wait a second. I am paying a ridiculous amount of money for this service.
Hello, Mr. Crowder. How have you been? Good to see you. Man, did you lose weight? I didn't lose weight. You're just, the tuition is making all this nice.
It's like, because I would always compare it to like, DJ went to public high school, public middle school, but now he's at private college. And I'm like, man, they just seem at college to be more in tune with the students' parents' needs. Then I'm like, oh, wait a second, I'm cutting a massive check twice a year. They should be.
They actually know. They have Funky Buddha here at the hotel.
Look at you.
they have Funky Buddha, and I walk in and it's 12:40, and they're like, "Hey, would you like a hazy IPA, Funky Buddha guy, right?" And I'm like, "Well, not at 12:40. Talk to me around 5:30, and I'll have a couple of them with you."
Wait till about 1.
Talk to me a little later, and I will. But yeah, what you pay for it, Hawk? We're both in the same situation.
Anyway, what do you think is going to happen in that Houston Lakers series? Because now I've got my doubts that the Lakers can pull this out.
I think the puppies are going to get it. I think this is a young playoffs.
Solana?
It's never happened before. It's not happening to LeBron James. LeBron James will play. I'm not kidding. Like if it went to game 7, I think LeBron James would play 48 minutes in that game. And I think he would do everything he can. Like his last hurrah. Maybe he retires after that game, but just wills his team to victory. That you want to talk about the Jordan LeBron legacy stuff, and you want to talk about how Jordan never played in a game 7. For LeBron James to become the first player on the first team in the history of the league to blow a 3-0 series lead would legitimately, I'm not kidding, would legitimately do harm to his legacy.
But Solana, he's
even with
41. It's not.
Matter.
This isn't him in Cleveland. He came back. What was the when he came back and won it in Cleveland?
3-1 against the Golden State Warriors.
That's crazy.
That's crazy. It's crazy considering how good that Warriors team was, which broke Jordan's all-time wins record in the NBA that season. And LeBron led that comeback alongside Kyrie Irving. That's crazy. That's why that championship is considered one of the greatest titles ever by any athlete. LeBron James losing a series, no matter without Luka, no matter Austin Reeves, the context doesn't matter because guess what? For the rest of time, only one team will have done it until it's finally accomplished, and it was a LeBron James team. I'm telling you, as somebody who believes LeBron James is the greatest player of all time, more so than Michael Jordan, this will do harm to his legacy. I'm telling you right now.
He's not totally incorrect, and I do think, he said LeBron will play 48 minutes. LeBron will play 60 minutes if that's what's required. He will single-handedly extend the game if that's what it takes. He ain't losing this series. Now I'm with Solana.
I'm going to look on the Hard Rock app. The game last night? Did he not look 41?
He's tired. He's tired, and he should be, by the way.
He should. He's 41.
But he's superhuman. When you're superhuman, I mean, you ever see those? You see in Age of Ultron, the fight between Superman and Batman.
I like you bring that up. Remember when Wolverine got old and his little knives wouldn't come out his hand all the way anymore?
That was Age of Ultron as well. I remember that.
He doesn't have when he clenches his fist, his little knives don't come out like they used to.
I don't even know what Age of Ultron is. I know there are people listening who are so mad at what I said.
I'm enraged.
Age of Ultron, Superman versus Batman. I can't imagine that happened.
What show was that when Thanos was not a Thanos anymore? One of those movies.
When Thanos wasn't Thanos?
Yeah, he got balled up. He's crying. Thanos was crying in a corner somewhere. His little rocks were gone out of his fist.
Age of Ultron?
When did Thanos cry?
I don't recall. I thought Thanos was only in 2 movies. Endgame and prior Endgame. Penultimate game.
Infinity Wars.
When did Thanos cry, Jimmy? Infinity Wars?
But did he cry because he lost his rocks, or did he cry because he was sad about humanity?
He was crying, and I knew something was wrong, and then he got whooped.
By everybody.
Yeah, we have as much business talking about this as we do sports.
Yeah, I mean, really, when we start, because Hawk's doing a bit. When you start your bits on like action movies or what are they called, superhero movies?
Yeah,
I don't know if you're doing bits or not because that is not my wheelhouse at all. Like at all.
Always default to it's a bit until you hear otherwise.
Because you said something about Age of Ultron, and I'm shaking my head like, oh yeah, good point. But I have no idea, man.
So Lakers are minus 300 to win the series. Houston's plus 240.
Yeah, it's never happened before, man. Ever. Think about that. It is never. Remember when the Heat, they went up 3-0 in the Celtics, and then Derek White, with like 0.2 of a second left, the Heat had won the series. I'm already writing my recap for the post-game show about how they're going back to the NBA Finals, and Derek White had that unbelievable tip-in, and it's going back to Boston for Game 7. As a sports fan, over 30 years, I have never been more afraid. I have never leaked more than going back up to Boston. It wasn't just about losing to Boston. It wasn't just about the fact that clearly momentum was with the home team and they were probably the better team. It's the fact that the Miami Heat were going to go down as the first team in the history of the NBA to blow a 3-0 lead. Nobody wants that mark. And LeBron James, that happening to him, Crowder, would be catastrophic. Catastrophic.
I'm with you, but it's 41. It's not 25-year-old LeBron. It's 41-year-old LeBron and Rui Hachimura. Who's going to score 30 points? Rui Hachimura?
Is there any chance Luka or Austin Reeves is coming back?
No, Austin Reeves for sure. Yeah, but I just don't
Was
think...
he back? Was he back last night?
Yeah, he played yesterday 32 minutes, 33 minutes, something like that. And he scored a bunch of points.
But he's not going to take a game over. And is LeBron 41-year-old LeBron can't take games over anymore like that. He's going to get more tired and more tired and more tired. Solana, we're old. You're a puppy. Hawk and myself are old. We know how it feels to be old. The first day at Disney, I can walk around 2 parks. Sunday, you got six rides out of me, and I need to go take a nap.
Oh, you got to get on that testosterone, man. I got a hookup. You want the testosterone plug?
Yeah, you want that worm to wiggle.
Got a text from the Ticket Wizard. I was literally thinking to myself, I don't think that's Age of Ultron. I'm like, you know me better than that, Barry. All right. Let's do headlines. We have a loaded potato today. Omar Kelly is going to join us. Josh Appel is going to join us. Chris Whittingham is going to join us. We have another pair of tickets to see the Eagles. They're bringing the Long Goodbye Act 3 tour to Hard Rock Live May 13th. We've got tickets every day this week. Today, we will give away the tickets at 3:40. 3:40 this afternoon. We will give away a pair of Eagles tickets. If you can't wait to win, purchase them at casino.hardrock.com/Hollywood or go to the events page right there. Let's do headlines brought to you by Durrell Kia. You always pay less with your Pricito at Durrell Kia. Visit them at Durrell Kia or DurrellKia.com.
I want to touch on the Marlins because they ended up winning that game yesterday in a really weird way. But before, in the series. But before that, I just saw this notification here. Calais Campbell signing a 1-year deal with the Ravens to play his 19th season. Talk about old, Crowder. And it takes me back in the spirit of what we've talked about this week, how we own our mistakes. The Dolphins 3 years ago signed Calais Campbell, and I wrote him off. I called him a third down guy. And here he is 3 years later, about to play his 19th NFL season. And he's probably going to be a major contributor in Baltimore.
Best defender we've had since Zach Thomas.
That was the funniest part. That was the funniest part. It wasn't even not that he just wasn't just a third down back. Like, he was the best defender that we had on that team. We couldn't believe we lost him the following season. It is remarkable, though. 19 seasons and still be effective as he is.
And playing at that position in the trenches for 19, I don't know. That has to be a record to be 19 years in the league inside playing D-tackle. That's crazy.
I mean, how many positions overall have played 19 seasons?
Quarterbacks. That's it.
Is that like maybe what, like long snapper? I don't know. I'm
right.
A
punter,
long snapper. Yeah, Morton Anderson.
How many players in the NFL have played more than?
I have a list right here.
Oh.
Why didn't you ask Claude? Why are you talking?
I know. I thought halfway as I'm into this, and I'm like, why didn't I just ask Claude? And also, Solana has a list.
So these are just the active players right now. Joe Flacco, quarterback. Nick Folk, kicker. But he doesn't look anything like he did 18 years ago. I promise you that. Dude.
Do you know who played the most seasons in NFL history?
Morton Anderson.
He's second.
Wow.
At 25 seasons, by the way.
His brother.
That's right. Andy Anderson.
Are you sure, Hawk? Because I have the list here. He's number one. The most games played.
Well, not most games. I'm saying seasons.
Seasons. Got you.
George Blanda played 26 seasons.
Yeah, he made $18,000 a year. He had to keep playing.
You're probably right. Was he a quarterback? I know he's super famous, and I feel
I've never heard of George Blanda.
he
was a quarterback and a kicker. That's how you know he played a long time
That's
ago.
how you know. That's how you know it was a long time ago. I want to see what do you think he made?
Man, George couldn't retire.
This is George. This is not even a joke. This is George Blanda in his final season.
George Blanda's 52 years old.
That's crazy.
Trying to pay child support.
Look at him.
He
Look at
played
this.
1949 to 1975.
Look at that.
GB, man, find you something to do.
What do you think he made in his career?
Less than $1 million.
George, in his career over 26 seasons?
Way less than $1 million.
$80,000.
What were they paying him? $1,000 and a bowling ball?
26 seasons, he made $20,000 a year. Yeah, $500,000.
$20,000 in the NFL in 1949? Bro, there's
no
way.
His initial salary, he signed in 1949 a $6,000 contract with a $600 bonus, which went all to aftershave.
Hit him in the head.
$6,000. Later in his career in Chicago, he received a raise to $11,600 after threatening to jump to the CFL. George Blanda played 26 seasons, 10 with the Bears, 7 with the Oilers, 9 with the Raiders. Why can't I find his career earnings?
Well, these numbers are just going to even out to about $200,000.
It's not a lot of money.
Goodness gracious.
I mean, he's got to look at is George Blanda alive?
No, he passed away in 2010. There's an ESPN Sports Century feature that I found. Bro, this guy was good.
Yes, I'm saying he's super famous. I should have known him from Chicago, but
led the league in pass attempts 4 times, tied for second behind Dan Marino. Blanda and Marino are the only pros to lead their league in completions 3 consecutive seasons. As an Oiler, he threw 7 touchdown passes against the New York Titans. Jeez. A record he shares with 4 other quarterbacks. 13 times he threw 4 or more touchdown passes in a game, and he once unleashed 68 passes for Houston against Buffalo on November 1st, 1964, a record that lasted until Drew Bledsoe threw 70 in a 1994 overtime game.
I hate to do the hackneyed sports radio bit, but who was better, Bob Greasy or George Blanda?
I got Blanda.
Because those passing numbers seem downright gaudy to what I've heard about Greasy.
And could Greasy kick?
Great point.
Imagine combine Bob Greasy and Garo Yepremian, and we've got George Blanda.
Like, do you think there's polymarket bets on will a sports radio show discuss George Blanda's stats at any point, on April 30th, 2026? Because someone just cashed a massive ticket.
The under.
Hey, who says you don't learn something on this show?
We all just learned something.
Blanda threw 42 interceptions in 1962.
In the one season?
Yeah.
He threw 42 picks in one season?
He was slanging it, but he was slanging it to anybody.
Hawk, you're going to love this guy. Listen to this. Blanda, a 6 handicap golfer who enjoyed playing billiards and poker and betting on horses.
Well, admittedly, there wasn't much else to do in 49. You weren't going to play craps at the Hard Rock.
And how many horses are running? 3?
He 100% smoked cigarettes in the locker room, right?
Oh, easy. For sure. I think half is his signing bonus, that $600. Half went to aftershave, half went to cigarettes. George Blanda was coming. You smelled Marlboro and aftershave. You knew he was in the building.
Unfiltered.
All right. Anything else in these strange headlines? Because I don't have time with Omar.
Yeah, the only thing stranger is Omar texted me, when should I sign in? And I responded, because we're talking about George Blanda, I'll text you when I go to bed. That's so weird, man. How do I even explain myself?
Y'all's relationship just changed.
I can only imagine what he's thinking.
Hawk, you better find another guest for next segment.
That's great.
That's amazing.
Oh, boy.
Did it autocorrect? I'll text you when we go to break to I'll text you when I go to bed? Or did you just kind of casually text it?
I don't know. Like, I just wasn't looking. I saw you text me out of the corner of my eye, but I'm reading about George Blanda and his stats, so I just responded.
O's uncomfortable right now, I guarantee you.
Right. Should I text Omar right now? Hey, man, I don't know what's going on with the show, but Solana fell asleep.
That's a weird response there, boy.
Should I send him a picture of me in bed?
Send him a picture of your bed.
Let's all do the next segment. I can do it from bed.
Right.
Let's all just do the next segment.
We'll start the segment, everybody in bed.
Go, Omar. I'll cuddle up like I'm coquettish. So, hello, Omar.
Man, boy, y'all on one today. Goodness.
Marlins won their series yesterday. And
when I go to bed.
Great. Oh, God.
3 NBA Game 6s tonight. We'll talk about it in the next hour. Your weather, 85 degrees tonight. The lows will be in the 70s. It's brought to you by Tornado Roofing and Contracting, helping homeowners stay safe this storm season. Visit tornadoroofing.com for free roof and window estimate.
All right. In the next segment,
I don't know what's about to happen.
no one knows. Omar Kelly. We'll talk some Dolphins with him if he's still around.
Stranger danger.
Wild. It would be funny if you just text Omar tonight when you're going to bed. Hey, I'm going to bed.
Hey, yo, hitting the sack, big homie. Man, y'all started acting up early today. Goodness gracious. If your garage door is outdated, damaged, or not hurricane ready, don't wait. You got to call Allied Doors. They've served South Florida since 1966. That's 60 years of trusted family-owned service. I am a proud customer. I don't want to call you out, but if you're that house, beautiful lawn, well kept with that garbage garage door, don't be that person. Call Allied Doors, upgrade your home, make it look beautiful and safe because hurricane season is around the corner. Huge in-stock inventory, same-day service, custom impact-rated doors built to protect and upgrade that house, plus industry-leading LiftMaster openers. Yeah, LiftMaster, they're built to perform. I'm telling you, the garage door openers that take 45 minutes to get the car up, take the garage up, and they make all the noise and loud. Try these LiftMasters out. They are built to perform and amazing. My personal home, we have Allied Doors. Investment properties, Allied Doors. If you have any home that you need a wonderful garage, man, you got to call Allied Doors, 954-942-8550, or visit allied-doors.com. Mention this ad, you get $300 off. We're going to watch out for you and upgrade that house. Don't wait. Call Allied Doors today.
This is Hawk, Crowder, and Solana.
Jimmy, you know how to make a hot tea?
No, I do not.
You know the ingredients of tea.
Water.
man walks down the street, he says, why am I soft in the middle now? Why am I soft?
All right, Omar Kelly is going to join us on the Toyota of Hollywood hotline. Like many guests who are joining us on video, they wait for Solana to send them a link as to when to log into the video portion of the program. And Omar sends a text to Solana during the commercial, during the last segment, actually, that says, hey, when should I sign in? And Solana, because we're in the middle of a segment, kind of doesn't realize what he's texting back because he's half paying attention. He texts back to Omar, I'll call. What he meant to text was, I'll text you when we go to break. What he actually texted Omar was, I'll text you. I'll text you when I go to bed. So what did you think when you received that text from Solana?
I read it like, I'll call you when I go to break. I didn't even pay attention to it. I knew what he meant.
Breadcrumbs, old breadcrumbs.
We go to bed.
What are you doing tonight, Omar?
Crazy. All right, let's. We haven't talked to Omar since the draft. We talked to him before the draft. He, of course, is a columnist for the Miami Herald. You can read his work in the Herald on the Herald app. You can go to MiamiHerald.com. You can follow Omar on social media as well. So we haven't spoken to you since the Dolphins draft. How did they do in your estimation? You've had some time to look over every pick and figure out what their strategy was. What are your thoughts?
It was a bountiful draft. I'll say that. Obviously, we know about the passing on Reuben Bain. John Eric Sullivan had to have conviction about that because that basically gives him strike one in the South Florida community. And you know, let's hope that Caden Proctor is a very good player. He reminds me a lot of Vernon Carey. I think Crowder would know in terms of just a massive human being. Hopefully he's athletic enough to play guard because that's seemingly where they plan to play him as a rookie. I'm sure the vision is to have him replace Austin Jackson eventually at right tackle. That it's a huge boomer bust selection, but they did it following their planet Earth theory, which is there are only so many human beings that big, that large, that athletic in the world. I get it. Love their second round pick. I love the fact that when you have conviction about a player, who cares what everybody else thinks? And that was pretty much their entire draft. They drafted a lot of people earlier than a lot of people expected because they had a conviction about those players. Jacob Rodriguez, the Chris Bell, the injured wide receiver. Most teams, when I talked to them, they expected him to go early in day three. Dolphins took him before, took him in the third round. Caleb Douglas, they have so many people have so many different, that's the draft pick that has the most teeth in it in terms of people disputing it, whether or not the Dolphins took good value at that position. But there was a long list of receivers that they picked him over. So clearly they have a conviction about him. Bottom line is we'll figure out whether or not these guys are good talent evaluators or not quickly.
And we listened to John Eric Sullivan yesterday. He was on with Joe. The thought of, and I don't know what you're thinking, because I don't know where I'm at with it, where I don't want to just draft a right tackle. To your point about Proctor, he can play four positions.
Yeah.
He said he was talking about how Chris Johnson can play in the slot and outside, where we have so many spots to fill. Why not get multiple guys? But are you sacrificing a guy that's really, really good at one thing when you're trying to get guys that can play multiple positions?
That's a great question, because if you were drafting a guard, which is what Proctor allegedly will be, then you go with Vega, who the Ravens probably jumped for joy when you didn't take him and took him. Last I checked, the Ravens were probably one of the better evaluating teams in the NFL. So it's, we'll be able to stack up their careers, Proctor versus Vega, and see who's the best. But I get the vision. You need a future right tackle. Those tackles are making $100 million. Can you imagine a world, Crowder, where guards and tackles are making $100 million?
Come on now. Oh.
That's where they are right now. So
Yeah.
you addressed a premium position, cornerback as well. He was the second cornerback drafted. You took the guy you wanted.
Mm-hmm.
And truthfully speaking, he's probably the only one who could play nickel based on what they have on their roster. So a nickel is a valuable position, 700 snaps a season nowadays. And the receivers, you added three. You added three. One is a very good slot in terms of the Coleman kid, Kevin Coleman. I think he's probably, in my opinion, going to be the guy that has the opportunity to contribute right away, because he can easily take that starting slot spot because he's got that kind of ability. He just has to master the playbook. The biggest criticisms I have about the draft is you waited too late to take an edge rusher who can set the edge. It is what it is. You knew when you didn't take Ruben Bain and you didn't address it in day 2, you knew you made that sacrifice. Also, I would have, if I were them, I would have taken a quarterback. I'm sorry, 2 tight ends, you a little bit overkill. Develop a quarterback. They claim they like the guys that they have. Cool. We shall see.
Caden Proctor will forever be compared to Caleb Downs. True or false, Omar?
No, if I'm comparing him to Ruben Bain, and because I would have done that trade down too. I'm not a huge Caleb Downs fan. If he's a Pro Bowl player the rest of his career, great. They clearly didn't want him. Jeff Hafley coached at Ohio State. You don't think he has great contacts at Ohio State that know all the nitty gritty and the details? He was the defensive coordinator. He knows the intel. And they chose, and they didn't really address the position because Michael Taft and Kyle Lewis, who's going to be a hybrid nickel. It's a safety and a nickel, hybrid nickel and a nickel. So they added 2 nickels and a small safety. And I right now I don't feel comfortable with the safety spot. Now, if I see Michael Taft and the kid smart and instinctive like this, then clearly I'll shut my mouth. But so, I don't remember, and people will bring up like Bobby McCain, 190-pound safeties.
Overall, though, if you can come out of a draft with 13 picks and your only real criticism is, hey, they took 2 tight ends, maybe they should have taken a quarterback in there somewhere, that's a pretty good draft then, no?
Yeah. I mean, you can say maybe they should have taken some other receivers. I mean, we'll stack up these 3 receivers with everybody that they passed over, which is fine. And maybe Chris Bell is the best receiver in the entire class. He was going to be a first-round pick before he got injured. So, hopefully he spends half the year rehabbing, because he'll be 9 months into an ACL repair. People tell you, when they tell you the truth, they'll tell you it usually takes a full year for me to feel like myself, not just be out there, but feel like myself and to trust the knee. So I definitely don't want to rush him on the field, but we can second guess any draft, absolutely any draft. If they walk away from this with 5 starters and 5 really good players, 5 players where you're going to extend them and they're going to have productive careers like Robert Hunt did, or like Christian Wilkins did, or like Javon Holland did, or like Jalen Phillips did. Those are all guys who left here and got big money contracts elsewhere. Andrew Van Ginkel. If the Dolphins end up with any of those caliber players, just 5 of them, 5 starters, it's a good draft.
And speaking of the Ruben Bain situation, and this, I might be on an island, I don't know. The hometown guy, does that mean anything? I love Ruben Bain. I'm a Bucs fan. I'm buying a Ruben Bain jersey. But the people that are upset if you don't draft a Kane, who's the best Kane ever to play for the Dolphins? Might be Vernon Carey. Like, there's 200 schools. That's the guy that helps your team.
Olivier Vernon's probably the best player that ever played for the Dolphins. Best Kane. Here's the thing, and this is why I
think Frank Gore played here for.
Oh, that's true. Frank Gore, the Hall of Fame.
Are we saying best?
That wasn't San Fran Frank though, Hawk. That wasn't.
Is it best Kane ever to have suited up for the Dolphins, or is it
Calais
best
Campbell's a Hall of
Dolphins
Famer, too.
career? Best Dolphins career coming out of University of Miami.
Oh,
Because
that depends on how you set the argument. Because I could argue now.
It's a good
we're
topic because
at
Calais Campbell we
and
just
Frank
saw.
Gore, because they're both probably Hall of Famers.
Calais Campbell. Didn't Bernie Kosar play quarterback? Like, didn't he back up for like a half a season once with the?
That's true. That's true. Absolutely, that's true.
Duke Johnson played for the Dolphins too, right? Didn't
who?
Duke Johnson?
Yes.
Duke Johnson.
Yeah, Duke Johnson and Lamar Miller. Lamar Miller was a 1,000-yard rusher for them.
Lamar
for a couple
Miller.
seasons.
That's right. Lamar Miller.
But the issue with Ruben Bain is you knew he could have been a culture player for you, and he was one of the few defensive ends that could set the edge. And you know how now, and Crowder, I'm gonna make white boy, God dog, why'd I forget his name? You played with him from Iowa.
Matt Ross.
Matt Ross. He has short arms too.
Yeah. He can set an edge though. Oh, he can set an edge now. He didn't know the playbook. He didn't know how to add 2 + 2, but he'll set an edge.
We couldn't set the table. He had short arms.
See, and that's my thing with the Ruben Bain. You knew he was going to be a culture guy. You knew South Florida streets weren't going to take him up, and you knew he was going to set the edge. Like, you passed up on that for a potential left tackle and one of the biggest boomer bust draft picks in the draft. Cool if it works out for you, but if it doesn't, we're always going to be stacking up his career versus Ruben and even for me, Vega. Okay, if you want, I think Vega's going to be a Pro Bowl player. That you should have known that coming into this process.
I'm searching best Hurricanes to ever play for the Miami Dolphins, but again, it's hard until you figure out what the parameters are, because they've got like number 1 Vernon Carey and number 2 Lamar Miller, Daniel Stubbs.
We gotta.
He played for the Canes when I went there.
It's the contingency has to be what Hurricane contributed the most to the universe,
to the Dolphins.
Yeah, I think that's fair, because you can't just say the best Hurricane, because then you're throwing in guys who came here for a cup of coffee.
It's Frank Gore. I think if you do it just that way, it's got to be Frank Gore. No,
I would say it's going to be Calais Campbell, because Frank Gore is not a first ballot Hall of Famer. I think Calais Campbell will be. I mean, Calais is probably still planning to play like his 20th season. Calais might like retire at 50.
He announced today, right? He announced today he's back for his 19th season.
Did he announce today?
Yeah.
He's going back to Baltimore.
He signed the ball. Finally signed him. Like, I don't know what you're doing, Calais. It's like, just go. I knew he should have signed with Baltimore last year. I'm like, why are you going to Arizona waste the season? Like,
go win.
19 seasons and productive. We were talking about it at the beginning of the show. Productive.
He's got to be a Hall of Famer, and I would. It's odd when you have a guy inside the locker room who's smarter than the coaches and the front office executives. It was like mind numbing. Like, he's coaching the coaches,
which is probably why he wanted out of here after one season.
You were talking about Calais? I thought you were talking about me.
Matt Ross was smarter than the front office. He was smarter than you, who was smarter than the front office.
Like, if Calais wasn't here that season, they wouldn't have held it together. And it's like, and that's why they wouldn't trade him, like, because he was holding the season together from a leadership standpoint. Like, that guy, when he retires, I'm giving him a GM job. Like, he knows more football than anybody I know in this world.
Oh, somebody points out on the chat, Twan Russell. How we forget Twan Russell?
Right,
There's a Hurricane Dolphin. I mean, come on.
No disrespect.
Don't disrespect Twan Russell on this show. All right, Omar Kelly, read his work in the Miami Herald. Follow him on social media as well. Thank you, O.
I guess.
There you go, Omar Kelly. We will take a break, and we'll come back with more Hochman, Crowder, and Solana.
You're listening to the Hawk, Crowder, and Solana Show.
Homer Simpson works with the Niners?
We back at it with this daddy, Hochman, Crowder, and Solana. 305, cafecito time, dame una colada. Got some interviews next, always got dope guests. Get the cesspool live, dropping comments and likes. We about to get right, talking sports, my G. Listen to Odyssey and 104.3. Live and back on GeorgiaMusic.com. Hitting it at the park like a mad nervous bomb off power. Get ready for the 3 o'clock hour. Get ready for the 3 o'clock hour. Get ready for the 3 o'clock hour. Get ready for that 3 o'clock.
We are ready for that 3 o'clock hour. That is Georgie with our 3 o'clock hour theme song. Georgie's got some new music dropping. I think today, if you don't follow him on social media, you should. JORGMUZIK. He does a great job banging out hit after hit for us on the Hochman, Crowder, and Solana show. The Eagles are bringing their Long Goodbye Act 3 tour to Hard Rock Live May 13th. We're giving away a pair of tickets every day this week. Today's tickets will be given away in 37 minutes. 3:40 this afternoon is when you will have your next chance to win tickets. If you can't wait and you want to purchase them, go to casino.hardrock.com/Hollywood and go to the events page, and you can purchase your tickets right there. But we will give away a pair at 3:40 today. Josh Appel will join us in the 3 o'clock hour. Chris Whittingham will join us in the 4 o'clock hour. We were talking with Omar, and I'd kind of asked you yesterday, and I think I may have asked the Perk yesterday, like, do you get what John Eric Sullivan is doing, and do you buy into it? Do you think this is finally the pathway? And I'll start slow. I'm not even saying the pathway to a Super Bowl. Are we on the pathway to a playoff win, which we haven't had in 25, 26 seasons?
I will say yes, but I think it's philosophy, because I've actually asked a couple people we had on where they're just getting bigger. They're big people. They're getting bigger humans, stronger humans, like they're getting larger, and I enjoy that style of football. It's not going to be a 70-point game, and they're not building the team to make 70 points a game. They're building the team to win 20-24, but I think that's the teams that turned it around. The Eagles, the Lions, one more team I was referencing, earlier this week, where I think the philosophy of it is more physical, bigger, beat them up, wear them out for the fourth quarter, win it late. Like, I think that's how you win games. I think college is more track meet. I think good NFL teams are physical, beat them up style teams. So I do believe, because I can just see by the draft picks, the size of the draft picks, Hawk, that's where we're going.
So philosophically, you buy in. Now, whether they got the right big people remains to be seen, of course.
It's 305.
Dale.
God bless. Dale.
Dale.
Thank you, Jimmy.
You are welcome.
Rocking the mint green today, huh?
Yeah.
I like it.
You like a deep V-neck. You like
He
a deep
likes to
chest.
show some of that chest meat.
You like a little taco meat, huh, Jimbo?
Yeah.
Hey.
But to the question, Hawk.
Well, hold on. Let me just point out 305 on the Hochman, Crowder, and Solana show is sponsored by Miami Lakes Chevrolet, where you walk in as a customer and drive out as family.
Is Proctor going to be Jonathan Ogden? Is who is it? Chris Johnson. Is he going to be Nnamdi Asomugha? You know what I'm saying? Like, we don't know that yet. You said it. This will be evaluated in 2 or 3 years from now. We'll have another draft before we know what these guys can be. Rodriguez, which I hate comparing him to Zach Thomas. He's a white linebacker from Texas Tech. If he's Zach Thomas, if Proctor's Jonathan Ogden, if Chris Johnson is Nnamdi Asomugha, we got action. But we won't know that for a number of years moving forward. But they're going to be physical, and that's what John Eric Sullivan kept talking about. And another thing that I think Perk said yesterday, he told us what he was about to do, go get physical, big people, and he went out and executed in the draft. And that's what I like. Don't pee on me and tell me it's raining. Like, he peed on you and told you he's going to pee on you, and you knew it's pee.
I mean, again, philosophically,
that was a good analogy.
it was a little creepy, but it was correct. I mean, the analogy was right on.
Yeah.
But I do think philosophically, while I do like the track meet style of football, I think philosophically we needed to do the opposite of what we had been doing, and this is that. So go ahead, let's beat people up. Let's not have players talking about how this team is soft. Let's not have players talking about how it was a disorganized mess and there was no kind of cohesive leadership, and that's why I had to get out of here. Like, let's have some big old fellas out there putting their hands in the dirt and moving a line, whether it's offensive or defense, moving it numerous yards at a time.
It was the Rams, Lions, and Eagles. If we build like those teams that are perennial playoff teams, I think we can be one of those. We can get our first playoff win in 25 years.
But I will say this. I love everything you're saying, Crowder, other than the peeing on somebody thing. And I do
you
agree.
Don't hate. You just don't love it.
Right.
Yeah, to each his own.
I do agree that philosophically he's building a team that I want. I want the Lions type of build, the Eagles type of build. I'm 100% in alignment there. But let's not forget the first move that John Eric Sullivan did as general manager was what? To go out and sign Malik Willis. And I'm not saying that they're tied to him long term. Like, I understand how they signed him and how the contract works out. They can get out of it after 2 seasons. But I still think you want to be an elite team, you need an elite quarterback. And that was still the first signing that he made.
Well, but what were the options?
He was handicapped. He was handicapped by the Tua stuff.
I realize that.
Honestly, what were the options, though? Like, you have to have a quarterback. So what were the options? There was no – they didn't choose Malik Willis over an elite quarterback.
I agree, but they still could have waited a season and evaluated whether
it's essentially
it was,
what they're doing now.
Rookies.
It's
and that's
2
fine.
2 years, 40. Like, that's not crazy money, to be honest.
It's not. I'm a fan of the Malik Willis signing. I'm not criticizing it, but I still think they went out and they brought in Malik Willis. And to me, his production and how he looks as maybe a franchise quarterback or maybe just as a solid quarterback as a starter in this league will still determine a big part of this equation of whether or not John Eric Sullivan is getting this right. Because if Malik Willis doesn't have that upside and doesn't show that potential in year one, then I will have some questions of whether or not he's the right person to be evaluating talent.
Nope, but Malik Willis fits right into the philosophy that we talk about. If they're going to run the ball, they can have RPOs. Malik Willis can run. Their entire line is shoot. Austin Jackson 6'6", Proctor 6'6". What is Patrick Paul? He's 6'7". He's huge.
Like 7'5".
Brew.
Dwarfs Wemby.
I don't know if he's 7'5". But Brew is one of the best centers in the league, and Savai Nye is a bully. He's supposed to be a bully. Didn't play great his rookie year, but they can develop him. We're building that team where now the quarterback – I will be upset, Solana, to your point. I'll be upset if they ask Malik Willis to throw the ball 40 times a game. Don't do that. That's not what he's going to do. We haven't seen him do it. Nobody asked him to do it. But you're building a team to now mature into the Lions, mature into the Eagles, mature into the Rams. Go out next year, which people are saying is one of the strongest quarterback classes since Dan Marino and John Elway back in '83. Go out and get one of those guys, and now you have a great quarterback behind a bully team. That's what great teams do. They get good quarterbacking behind a whoop-ass team. I love whoop-ass teams. The Ravens have been whooping ass for years, and that's why they're a standard of playoff wins, because that's how they build their team. The Lions adjusted to it, and the Rams adjusted to it, and now they win playoff games every single year.
I will tell you, my sleeper pick next season is Atlanta. Tua effect. All right, let's get headlines here with Alejandro Solana, brought to you by Durrell Kia. You always pay less with your Pricito at Durrell Kia. Visit them at Durrell Kia or DurrellKia.com.
Speaking of the Dolphins, John Eric Sullivan and the front office rebuild, the Dolphins yesterday parted ways with Champ Kelly, who was Chris Greer's interim general manager. And we know he was part of the interview process to land the job full time. No surprise, though. You don't pick him, you pick somebody else, and he's no longer here.
Hope he was renting. That was writing on the wall, champ.
They also, I read in the Herald, let go of multiple scouts that were hired during the Chris Greer era as well.
Yeah, I was reading something that this is when scouts get fired. This is like league wide. This is when their contracts are always up, and
yeah. And then JES has to see if he's aligned with their thought process.
Why have you bought into Solana calling John Eric Sullivan JES? All of a sudden, you've adopted it over the last couple of days. It's a terrible nickname. He said he goes by Sully. Why have you adopted this?
I try to line up with Solana sometimes. He lets me down 95% of the time, but I like JES. JES is cool.
It sounds so close to JETS.
But it's not. I mean, you're literally.
I know.
missing
That's why I
a
said
T.
it sounds close. I didn't say it was that. That was the
One letter
literally
away.
the definition of close. It's one letter away.
I just,
It sounds good, Crowder. Don't back off.
It doesn't. It really doesn't.
I'm trying to think of a relatable thing to it. I was thinking about act and ass, but that doesn't work out. You just take one letter out of something and it's different.
Correct. It's close to it.
Sully sounds like a captain on a sitcom. Like
No, it
it sounds like a captain who landed a plane on the Hudson.
in the Hudson River. That's what it sounds like.
it sounds like a funny little nickname for a character on a sitcom. JES. I mean, that
Sounds like JETS, Jets.
But it literally, you're missing a letter. It doesn't sound
Correct.
like JES.
That's why I keep saying it's like. It's
Okay.
And
close to.
I know I'm going to regret this because every time I do it,
You're
with
going to double
Solana,
down on
he
this. Huh?
lets
You're
me
going
down.
to really back him up on this.
He lets me down, Hawk. But if I tell you that JES is coming to see you and he's upset, or if I tell you that Sully is coming to see you and he's upset,
If I tell you JES is going to land a plane that's crashing, or Sully has control of the plane now,
I trust Sully because it's
of course
pilot.
you do. And this is an airplane.
No,
this is
it's
an
not
airplane.
This is
It's an airplane.
This is a grown man game, and JES is making grown man moves to get
JES.
grown, strong people in here.
We can never talk Dolphins again.
Hawk, Caden Proctor, he eats nails and poops houses.
It's another thing too. Yeah, you're an adult. Hey, choose two names.
I don't like hyphenated names. I really don't.
I mean, why has he got to be John Eric Sullivan? Hey, like who's the guy in the movie? Like Michael Clark Duncan.
Well, God rest his soul.
He's dead.
Yeah.
He
You
is.
talking about Green Mile?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fire
he
boss.
He's tired, boss. Is what Jimmy said.
passed. Dog time, boss. Dog
That's a
time.
great line, Jimmy. That's a great line.
Man. Michael Clark Duncan, first of all, his name's not hyphenated. But
Well, neither's
he had-
John Eric Sullivan, I don't think.
Yeah, it
Well-
is.
It's hyphenated?
Yeah, John hyphen Eric.
His first name
Oh, he
is
just lost
John
all respect.
Eric?
He
Yes.
hyphenated his first name?
His first name is John hyphen Eric. 100 million%. You can look it up, but I know this 100 billion%.
That's a little insecurity.
But that's not him doing that. That's his parents.
His parents, right?
Parents are insecure.
Why didn't they just make Eric his middle name?
Well, that's what I thought it was. I didn't
No.
know it was hyphenated.
It's hyphenated. John Eric.
Huh.
Maybe it's religious.
Is that religious?
Sounds biblical. Like John,
John
Eric.
Eric?
Well, John is, but Eric is not a Bible name, is it?
How about this?
The
I'm looking at his
Apostle Eric.
Wikipedia. He went to Gardner Webb for college, hyphenated. Gardner Webb is the name of the school, hyphenated.
Huh.
He's a hyphen guy.
He loves hyphens.
Dude, why didn't Joe Rose ask these hard-hitting questions?
Yeah.
You're a big hyphen guy, huh?
So you like hyphens?
That is bizarre, though. Hyphenating a first name.
Right.
Kind of zig when others zag type approach.
Because remember DeBrickashaw, there was an apostrophe in the first name. Not down with that.
Man, I hate Inye's.
Well, that's language, though. That's not someone choosing.
But a
Jim
hyphen is-
Larrañaga has an Enye.
I hate Inye's. I'll tell Coach next week I hate Inye's.
But why? Like it's literally part of the alphabet in the Spanish
Not my
alphabet.
Not my alphabet.
Okay, but it's an alphabet.
Well, let's just do hieroglyphics then and make everything name different.
How do you feel about a tilde?
I'm not a big fan of tildes.
I believe it's the same thing, isn't it?
I don't know. Is the tilde like a letter on its own? I think the tilde you can put it on certain letters.
Right. You can add in a tilde.
Right. But like I don't think the U with the tilde on top is a different letter. I just think
You're thinking of an umlaut.
So now we can just tilde and umlaut anything we want to. That seems a little willy-nilly to me.
What's the tilde?
The tilde that's what I'm saying. Like it's very similar to the enye.
Oh,
That's an Inye.
But the tilde, I believe you can add.
what is that?
20,
Like Portuguese?
26 letters. I
thought
like
the tilde was
26
Spanish.
letters.
Oh. I feel like it's Portuguese.
2-6. 2-6. A to Z. Sometimes Y. Huh?
All right. What do you have in the headlines? I don't have time with Appel.
Speaking of Appel, los Marlins did beat the Dodgers. That's their first series win in LA at Dodger Stadium since 2018, I believe. Jimmy sent me that yesterday.
Yes, 2018.
Yeah. Their first road win, series win of the season. And your boy, Xavier Edwards, or you called him Xavier Alexander, completed.
Right, you got his number. We know.
Yeah.
We know.
He completed the series win with an unassisted double play yesterday, which you almost never see.
Well, that's not
I
true.
inspired him.
It's not common, Hawk. It's not a common
Unassisted
play.
double play is not that uncommon. You line a hit to first base and tags the guy who's leading off on first, or like that.
Right, but
That's not that uncommon.
But the way he did it, you don't normally see.
I understand that. I'm just telling you, an unassisted double play is not that uncommon. Yet we know you have his number. Solana, the Hochmans, the Solanas, and the Unfunny Lewises are going to the Marlins game tomorrow night.
Unfunny Lewis is down?
Yeah.
Man.
Is
He wanted
Unfunny
you
Lewis
to come
married?
too. What's that?
Yeah, I got
Unfunny Lewis
the
is married?
family coming in town.
Yeah, I know. That's why I didn't invite you.
Yeah.
Unfunny Lewis is married?
Yeah, longer than me, I
Yeah.
think.
Oh.
Wife is awesome, too.
Yeah,
we
Chris.
met her. I don't know where we met her, Hawk, but we had dinner with him somewhere.
Congrats.
Congrats
Have
for
like
it was
30
30 years ago.
to send him a wedding gift. I didn't realize. The Marlins play the Phillies tomorrow. They're back at Lone Depot Park. And then
Who do we
here's
get to see tomorrow? Who's on the bump?
let's see. It's probably Yuri, right? 'Cause
Should be
Sandy
Yuri if Sandy
Oh, right.
just
Yeah,
pitched.
because Sandy pitched yesterday.
Yeah.
What about for the Phillies? What do you think we got?
Tug McGraw, maybe?
Sanchez.
Jim Tomei.
Tomei wasn't a pitcher.
The only
I think
Ryan
he was a
Howard.
first baseman.
Well, yeah, Ryan Howard.
Wasn't a pitcher either.
Yuri-
Excellent in The Office, by the way.
Yes. Excellent.
Another great acting performance from an athlete. Kevin Garnett, Uncut Gems.
Nope.
Ryan Howard, playing Ryan Howard in The Office. And Marty Supreme is on HBO now.
Oh,
Watch George Gervin in it, the Iceman.
Marty Supreme is a chaotic movie.
Great description. That is a chaotic movie.
I like to put on movies and go to sleep. You cannot go to sleep with
It's
Marty
Uncut Gems. I mean,
It's
you get that same
wild.
feeling. You are just on edge the entire bleeping movie.
I know. I like sleep movies. That's why I
Did you
enjoy
watch-
Unsolved Mysteries. Unsolved Mysteries, you can go to sleep at any time.
Did you watch the entire thing? Did you watch Marty
Yeah.
Supreme?
Marty
Did you
Supreme
like it?
was crazy. It was. It was a good
It's
movie.
a good movie.
Yeah, I wouldn't have
Yeah.
watched it if you didn't recommend it, but
Yeah.
I watched it and it ruined my sleep patterns. But I
Did you
enjoyed it.
notice that the black pool guy was George Gervin?
I did,
Yeah.
but they they isolated him so big in the screen that you knew he was somebody important.
I had no idea
Really?
till it was over. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But he was good.
Yeah, playing himself.
No,
It's
he
pretty
wasn't playing
easy.
himself.
But I'm saying just playing a black dude is
He
not
was playing a
hard.
character.
Hawk, I could play.
Stop it. That's like saying Michael Clark Duncan was just playing himself. It was a black guy.
He wasn't. He was playing the guy that fought Black Panther.
Right. And what?
He fought Black Panther in Black Panther.
Oh, I thought we were talking about Green Mile.
How's that possible? Black Panther came out in when?
Michael Clark Duncan was Black Panther's evil nemesis.
Impossible. Michael Clark Duncan, I
No.
just looked it up, passed away in 2012. Black Panther came out in 2018.
Not
So
Mike. I'm sorry. I'm thinking
Michael
about
B. Jordan.
Michael B. Jordan. That's my
Oh,
bad.
for the love of God.
I got to get my black guys together.
I mean, that's racist.
Solana loves Coco Golf.
You know the difference between Michael Clark Duncan and Ving Rhames, Crowder? I'm guessing
No.
you don't.
No. You seen Baby Boy?
NBA playoff schedule tonight. 3 game sixes. The Hawks, they host the Knicks. They got to win because the Knicks can close them out tonight, 7 p.m. The 76ers need a win to hold off the Celtics. That's at 8 p.m. It's in Philly. And the Timberwolves, they can close out the Nuggets tonight, 9:30 p.m. Nuggets can force a game 7. Remember, no Anthony Edwards in that game.
Oh, we get to see Don Mattingly manage the Phillies tomorrow.
Yeah.
Little homecoming.
You guys really excited? It's the second time we talk about Don Mattingly. You guys really excited about Don Mattingly? I mean,
What do you mean excited? Like, am I bringing a banner?
His son is the GM of the Phillies.
Oh, really?
That's
Yeah.
nepotism.
Yeah. Mattingly didn't earn that.
No.
your weather. Right now, it's 84 degrees. Tonight, the lows are going to drop into the low 70s. This weather report is brought to you by Tornado Roofing and Contracting, helping keep your home and family safe when the storms roll in. Visit tornadoroofing.com for your free roof and window estimate.
My texts are blowing up about this Michael Clark Duncan, Michael B. Jordan thing.
Bro, I mean,
Yeah.
somebody put on the chat, how do you confuse those two? That's Chan's Whiteside show.
I'm getting killed on all my threads right now.
And you know, Michael B. Jordan is part owner of AFC Bournemouth up the Cherries.
And he
Yeah,
just
that's
won some award for sinners. Or was
Academy
that
Award?
Michael Clark Duncan?
May he rest in peace.
Dog tired, boss.
All right, Josh Appel is going to join us in the next segment. There has never been a better time to sign up with the Hard Rock Bet app than right now with their brand new welcome offer. Bet $5 on any game, and if your first bet wins, you also score $150 in bonus bets. A winning bet and a boosted bankroll. That's how you get the party started on Hard Rock Bet. Payable in bonus bets, not a cash offer. By the way, today's Thursday. Open up your Hard Rock app for your Thursday drops. They do free drops on Thursdays. Don't forget. NBA playoffs tonight. I mean, every night you've got a shot to cash in on the Hard Rock Bet app. Maybe you want someone to score 30 tonight or someone to put up a double-double. However you draw it up, Hard Rock Bet gives you tons of ways to stack your picks into an epic same-game parlay. And, of course, playoff hockey. I mean, head over to the Hard Rock Bet app and test your puck luck today. From puck lines and totals to player props and same-game parlays, every night is a shot to light the lamp on Hard Rock Bet. Imagine turning a $10 13-leg parlay into a $45,000 win. That's what one Hard Rock Bet player did betting baseball. See all the big wins if you follow at Hard Rock Bet on social media. Maybe you're next. It all starts with you downloading the Hard Rock Bet app right now. Offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida. Must be 21 plus and physically present in Florida to wager. Terms and conditions apply. Concerned about your gambling? Call or text 1-833-PLAY-WISE.
You're listening to the Hawk, Crowder, and Solana Show.
Hola, ¿cómo estás? Buenos días.
doing the fish. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Better. Everybody's doing the fish. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Everybody's doing the fish. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I wasn't planning on talking Marlins with Appel. Jimmy might be forcing my hand here. I was going to talk Dolphins with Appel.
I mean, after that series, William Wicks. I mean,
that's exactly why I wasn't going to talk with him. Now I don't even want to have him on the show. Josh Appel is with us here on the Toyota of Hollywood hotline. He's an NFL play-by-play broadcaster for Sports USA. He's very busy calling soccer this time of year. He's got USL Championship Saturday night on ESPN Plus, Pittsburgh Riverhounds and Phoenix Rising. And he's on the call for an NWSL match on Sunday, Denver Summit and Boston Legacy. By the way, you are listening for an Eagles song. 5 minutes from now, you will have your chance to win a pair of tickets to see the Eagles at Hard Rock Live. Josh Appel, I was going to talk Dolphins draft, but you did text me last night something about these Marlins, which you've been texting for many, many years now. But it was kind of fun to see them win the series against the Dodgers, no?
I mean, quite honestly, they should have swept the Dodgers. They blew the first game. Pete Fairbanks left the game with a thumb injury in game one, and they were an out away. They were an out away from a sweep of the LA Dodgers. Now, I don't know if you guys are aware of this, but there is a minor discrepancy in the payrolls between the Dodgers and the Marlins. And the Marlins went there and held the Dodgers to, I think, 7 runs over the 3 games. They beat Shohei Ohtani.
I mean, they blasted him.
Yeah.
I mean, by his standard, yes.
Two is a blast.
Yeah,
I don't think he'd give it up an earned run until that series, that game that he started against the Marlins. Liam Hicks, no joke. He has the most RBIs by a catcher before May, not just in Marlins history, in Major League Baseball history.
Wow.
William Wicks.
See, yeah.
The Wombos.
Yeah, but it's that's not even a wombo. He's just putting a W for a win in front of people's names.
Though, because a W was like a win, right?
Yeah, flip the M. We got it. Anyway, we haven't spoken to you since the Dolphins draft. How'd they do? Give them a letter grade.
A B+, A-, B+.
A-. That's as high as I've heard, because it was almost impossible, I think, to get an A- without some had they gotten Ruben Bain, like a super recognizable name that had some sort of sizzle to it down here, maybe. But I feel like a B+ or a B is fair.
But see, in that context, you're not evaluating the talent that they picked. You're basing your grade off of your emotion because you're a Canes fan and wanted to see Ruben Bain. And
no doubt, but I think that there were some names available in the draft who were wow names, and I thought Ruben Bain was one of those names. Canes fandom aside.
Well, look, before the draft, you guys had me on, and you asked me the question: if Ruben Bain is there, should the Dolphins take him? And we all said, no doubt. Caleb Downs, you pass on him. Safety's a position of need. They got 2 picks additionally by trading down and still had a chance to get Ruben Bain. That's not to say that Caden Proctor's not going to be a good pick. They had so many holes that anywhere they went, hopefully, will plug one of them. Now, they got a big plug at left guard, like massive, physically massive. There's 700 pounds of human being on the left side of the Dolphins' offensive line now between Caden Proctor and Patrick Paul. I love the Jacob Rodriguez pick, the linebacker out of Texas Tech in the 2nd round. Chris Johnson, the corner, had a really good college career and impressed in all the Senior Bowl evaluations leading up to the draft. I think they did well later in the draft as well. But, here's the thing. You asked me for a grade, and I gave you a grade. What's the point of me doing that right now? I'm done, making these declarative statements on whether or not a draft is good or a draft is bad, despite doing it 30 seconds ago, because we're really not going to know until 2 seasons, 3 seasons from now,
That's a valid answer. Had you given it to me when I asked the question, you can't give a grade and answer the question and then say, but I'm no longer doing this, like you said when you had done it 30 seconds ago. That would have been a fair response when I asked for the grade. Hold on, we got to give away Eagles tickets. You're lucky you got saved by Don.
Thank you, Eagles.
Glenn Fry. I was just going to lecture you for the next 7 minutes and then send you packing. Eagles tickets, they're bringing their Long Goodbye Act 3 tour to Hard Rock Live May 13th. And if you want to purchase tickets, you can go to casino.hardrock.com/Hollywood and go to the events page, or you can win them listening to this radio show. We'll have one more pair tomorrow. What caller number would you like to have win these tickets?
I just saw it. It might be too big, but what's the Phillips, the guy that slaps himself in the face when he walked out?
30.
That's too far. Okay, well, 11. But this Tyler Phillips, he got me going last night.
Well, how did we come up with 11?
Because it's my favorite number.
All right. Caller 11, 305-567-0560 gets the tickets for the Eagles at Hard Rock Live. 305-567-0560, caller number 11.
By the way, I think I can have this both ways. I think I can like the draft and still not know whether or not it was a good draft until 2 or 3 seasons from now. I think you can have both of those thoughts at the same time.
No, you can't give it a letter grade and then castigate me for asking the question of giving it a letter grade. That's my point.
It was just expounding upon it. I'm sure that we all convinced ourselves that Charles Harris was a good player and Deion Jordan was a good player. I certainly did that with Tua Tagovailoa.
I think Atlanta's a sleeper team this season because of him.
Sleeper. He's going to go to sleep.
It's just like, I get we have to have opinions on this stuff. And it's such a boring answer to say, well, I'll talk to you in 2 or 3 years. It's easier to say, yeah, A- is B+.
Well, I'll say this, Josh, and this has been my take. We talked about it earlier in the show. I expect to see a different style of play and a different type of team this year because of the draft.
No doubt about it. I mean, it fits the profile, right, of everything that Sully had said from the get-go about how he wanted to build this team. They're going to try and get better inside. They're going to be able to play tough games, physical, and they got playmakers on the defensive side of the ball too. Like Rodriguez and Chris Johnson. Jacob Rodriguez was the best linebacker in college football last year, and he was a takeaway machine. You put him next to Jordan Brooks, I feel like you have the heir apparent to whenever Jordan Brooks is gone, whether it's 2 or 3 years from now. Like Rodriguez could be the guy and the leader of this defense for a really, really long time.
The only thing I take issue with, because Appel, I agree with you. Like I'm not scouting these guys. I don't know, but I do know that when you have 2 first-round picks in a draft, you're supposed to select guys that you believe can make an immediate impact. I'm not saying there'll be Pro Bowlers year 1, and there should be a respectable amount of time for a player to grow. But I think that was one of our biggest gripes with the Chris Grier era, which was, go back to the Tua draft, 3 first-round picks, and you could argue not one of them necessarily ever fulfilled expectations. And I think what we can deduct from this draft is whether or not John Eric Sullivan made this roster immediately better. Is it not deduct? I already see you smiling. Deduce. Yeah, whatever. Whether or not he made this team better with the draft off the bat.
It would be pretty difficult to not make this team better, though.
For sure. I mean, there's so many holes, and like they're going to get all these guys are going to play. And I think the answer to was Kenneth Grant a good pick in the first round last year? I think in the first half of the season we probably would have said no. But as the season wore on, you saw him get better. And so it's just not one of those positions where, Zach Sealer had the back-to-back 10-sack seasons, so you can see that with your eyes and know, okay, Zach Sealer's a good player. But that position specifically does a lot of different things that maybe don't show up on the stats. You're not going to have, empirical data, really, to say, oh, was Caden Proctor a good player this year? You're going to say, okay, well, if he doesn't look like Joda Savainaya, then okay, great. It's an improvement. And I actually think that this benefits Jonah because he gets to go play right guard, which is a more natural position for him. I'm curious to see, though, if Proctor has a good season next to Patrick Ball between Paul and Aaron Brewer. And after this season, when Austin Jackson is presumably gone, do you switch it up already on Proctor and move him out to tackle? There are a lot of people that think that he doesn't have the foot speed to play tackle, that he might be better suited in general at guard. And I guess we'll all learn that together. But the only thing with Proctor that does give me pause, and it's not that Nick Saban was like dogging him or being overly negative, because Saban made it clear that Proctor has all the tools to be good. But it does give me a little pause. Well, if he's not in the facility, he kind of tends to come in overweight, and you kind of have to have a babysitter with him all the time. I'm like, okay, great. If you heard Halfley on the phone call with Proctor say, hey, remember what we talked about. If Proctor's bought into that and they have a clear plan for him and he follows it, it's fine. But there is a little bit of pause based on something that Nick Saban said. No doubt.
And Josh, 13 picks this year, and Sully already made it, or JES. You like JES or Sully?
Nobody likes that.
I think I like JES.
I like JES too. We're going to JES.
You ain't like this guy, man.
Me and JA are going to JES, Hawk. So, but the evaluate, you're talking about
Juan Warwick Wullivan?
You're getting it. You're getting it.
But we don't know if Proctor is going to be Jonathan Ogden. We don't know if Chris Johnson is going to be, Darrell Revis. But out of 13, how many of these young guys have to start? He already told us, Bell, the receiver, they're going to put him on the shelf for a year.
I love that pick, though. That healthy, he might have gone in the first round.
Yeah, so they, and he even talked about that with Joe Rose, where he was like, this is a long play. This isn't a right now thing. But let's say 12 picks, because Bell's he's on the shelf. Out of 12 picks, how many of these young boys got it? They have to not just get on the field, because they can get these tight ends on the field. The little British boy, they're going to get him on the field. How many guys have to start for the team out of 12 picks?
In year one, or
year
just
one.
Like if you're telling me 3 years from now, how many guys from this draft?
This year, game one, whoever they play, they have to impact the team as soon as they step on the NFL field.
A handful.
5-ish.
4 or 5. But I think because they have so many holes and they're just going to let these guys, trial by fire and play and develop that way, you're going to see that anyways. And I think a lot of these guys, if they make the team, I don't know, like the likelihood of all 13 or all 12 guys, the later picks ending up making the 53-man roster or getting an opportunity this year. But I would imagine we'll see the majority of these guys get a shot at some point this season. They're just trying to develop and find guys that they can build around and keep here as they move forward in this rebuild. But it's a fair question because, it's great to have 13 picks, but if you're not getting any contributions out of them, then what's the point?
All right, we're up against it, Josh. Real quick, do you like prime rib?
On occasion, I do.
Do you get all gaga, though? You go to the club, the country club, and they've got the prime rib carving station. You're like, oh, my God, prime rib.
You know what? I had to sit up for this. You know what really bothers me about prime rib sometimes?
About.
They have it in the Corona Beach House on occasion at the Panthers games.
At the Panthers.
But they always have the plastic forks and knives. You can't eat prime rib with plastic forks and knives. I go through 4 of them because they all break. It's a tough meat to cut.
It's butter. It's meat butter.
It's the
you
opposite.
know how to use a fork and a knife, Jay?
I feel like it's almost liquid. I feel like they should serve it with a straw.
Can't do it with plastic silverware.
I agree, because don't cut me a slice of prime rib trying to be classy, but then give me the plastic fork and knife.
Right. Hey, let me see you carve it with a plastic carving knife. Let's make it fair, at least, guy.
It's much easier to eat prime rib in bed with a regular silverware.
Yeah. So how do you feel about eating in bed? Obviously,
you
you've heard
in
the
bed?
conversation.
Josh eats in bed.
Not anymore.
Why not?
Since you grew up, right?
Yeah. I mean, maybe I'll sneak an Oreo, but like in general.
In bed?
Yeah. Well, I'm kind of with Hawk, though, because like we do a lot of laying on the couch at night before we go upstairs to bed. Any munchies or anything, any like late night
Takes
pretzel
place downstairs.
It's downstairs. So maybe I'm sneaking an extra pretzel on the walk up the stairs or something, and I finish it while I'm lying down. But like, I'm not bringing the tub of pretzels or having a bowl of cereal in bed.
Crowder keeps candy in his nightstand for
My
when he
s-
wakes up.
Yeah, my second drawer down. I got these jumbo blow pops right now that I wake up 2 a.m. I'll crunch me a jumbo blow pop and then go back to sleep. Swallow the gum.
Could you imagine a worse time to eat a lollipop than in the middle of sleep? Like it doesn't even compute.
Oh my gosh. We are one of a kind, man.
Yeah, he is one of a kind. All right. We love you, Josh.
Love you guys too. I'll text you guys when I go to bed.
Just Solana. He's concerned.
A pick or it didn't happen.
Picture, huh?
You know, the Hochmans and the Solanas and the Unfunny Lewises are going to the Marlins game tomorrow night.
Really?
Yeah. Got to see
Marlins
Don
Bills.
Mattingly in his return.
Well, it's not his return. He was here with Toronto prior.
Was he the skipper?
He was the bench coach.
Yeah, okay. Well, let me know when he's the
Boach.
skipper.
I've been a bench coach.
The Boach. All right, see you, pal.
Bye, guys.
4 o'clock hour is coming up. Just because you're getting older, you don't have to feel like it. You know, if your energy is low, your sleep is off, your weight doesn't budge, got brain fog all the time, your sex drive isn't what it used to be. It's time to switch things up. I'm talking about Atlantic Men's Clinic. Maybe your game just isn't quite what it used to be. Less energy and less drive and not feeling like yourself. You deserve to feel your best. It's why I go get my testosterone shot at Atlantic Men's Clinic. At Atlantic Men's Clinic, their advanced medical strategies featuring TRT, GH peptides, NAD+, GLP-1, PDA, and more treat low T and other hormonal issues to help you shed pounds and have more energy and enhance your body composition, improve your sleep, increase your sex drive, and so much more. Atlantic Men's Clinic are the experts in treating low testosterone and other men's sexual health conditions. They've successfully treated many men for low T. I am here to tell you, you are going to notice a difference. If you're like a lot of guys who are low T, within just a few weeks of starting treatment, you're going to feel your energy return and the brain fog go away and your sex drive be significantly enhanced. Atlantic Men's Clinic, they've served South Florida since 2020, successfully treating thousands of men. Call them today. Take a step towards feeling better again. They have 7 locations in South Florida. Phone number is 877-455-7300, 877-455-7300, or you can visit atlanticmensclinic.com. Featured therapies are compounded and have not been evaluated nor approved by the FDA. Provider prescription required. See website for details.
You're listening to the Hawk, Crowder, and Solana Show.
Crowder.
Hawk.
Crowder.
Hawk.
Unk.
Coach L yesterday told us to go see the Michael Jackson movie. Here's a little MJ. All right, let's do the stock market report. We'll get headlines as well, and then we'll move on to Chris Whittingham this hour. Stock market report is sponsored by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE, 1-800-747-3733. Big day on Wall Street. Dow Jones up 790 points. S&P 500 up over 1%, 73 points. And the NASDAQ up almost 1%, 219 points. Before we get headlines, let me remind everybody, Whiskey Stars and Cigars is almost here 1 week from tomorrow. You come on out, have a great night with the QAM staff at Tabacone Cigars and Spirits at Plantation Walk. Enjoy a nice Scotch whiskey from Johnny Walker and a smooth cigar from Drew Estate. It is free. All you have to do is come on out next Friday night, not tomorrow, a week from tomorrow. You can get all the info at WQAM.com. Got to be 21 or older. Begins at 6 p.m., right when our show ends. And again, it's at Tabacone Cigars and Spirits at Plantation Walk. Whiskey Stars and Cigars, presented by Edmore Sawgrass Auto Mall. 4 brands, 1 location, your local Cadillac, Buick, GMC, and Chevy dealer. It is our 3rd Whiskey Stars and Cigars, and the first 2 have been phenomenal. It's really fun to get to hang out and meet a whole bunch of the listeners. The entire air staff is there. I'm not going to be there next Friday, admittedly. It's my son's graduation up in Tampa, and we're leaving Friday. But everyone else is going to be out there, and it really is a fun event. So make sure that you come on out. Again, the last couple times you had to RSVP for it, you don't. So just come out a week from tomorrow, Tabacone at Plantation Walk, and you can have a really fun night, and we have a ton of prizes and a whole bunch of stuff to give away.
And Hawk, we'll miss you out there, but we found a replacement that I believe people are going to want to meet and take pictures with and talk to as well. A member of the Miami Heat will be there at Tabacone, and he'll be at Whiskey Stars and Cigars.
A member of the Heat team?
A player on the roster will be there.
A player on the roster?
Yes.
I didn't even get this memo. It's a secret?
According to my sources, I don't reveal my sources, but Davion Mitchell will be attending Whiskey Stars and Cigars.
That's
How cool is that?
Off night, baby. Let's go.
Look at that.
That's
exciting.
pretty
That is
cool.
better than me. So
Don't
now,
embarrass me. Don't embarrass me, Crowder. Don't start talking your foolishness.
You know I'm going to light you up in front of Davion Mitchell.
But you are going to kiss Davion Mitchell's ass. You are going to talk about how tenacious he is and what a pleasure he is to watch. Yeah, I know your style.
I might get a jersey.
You're talking about the guy who scored 28 points in the Heat's last game, right? Just so we're on the same page.
Oh, the guy that's taking over next season. Yeah. If he's guaranteed to come, I had to get all my lines down.
That is cool that he's coming out, though. That would be very, very cool.
What it is, baby.
Big fan. You do your thing.
Big Mitch. What up, Mitch?
If you call him Donovan Mitchell, Crowder, I will fight you while we're there.
What am I supposed to call him?
Davion Mitchell. Davion.
What up, Spider?
No, don't do that. I will throw hands with you if you disrespect Davion Mitchell off night by calling him the other 45 Donovan Mitchell bum who plays in Cleveland. Okay. Don't you dare do it.
Write it on your hand in Sharpie and just remind me.
All right, let's do headlines brought to you by Doral Kia. You always pay less with your Pricito at Doral Kia. Visit them at Doral Kia or DoralKia.com.
This is interesting. F1 is this weekend. Will Manso tweeted out, over at Hard Rock Stadium, getting ready to do an F1 hot lap around the course. I did one of those last year. It was really cool. Mm-hmm. Among the people here ready to do a lap, Jaime Jaquez Jr., Jeff
How does he
Hafley.
fit in an F1 car?
Well, the hot laps are in like
they're
like
in
a
Porsche, the pace cars,
right? The Porsche. Right. I think I was in a McLaren last year. Like it's not the actual F1 car. Jeff Hafley, John Eric Sullivan,
Sully,
Patrick Paul, Zach Sealer.
How the hell does Patrick Paul fit in any car?
Patrick Paul ain't fitting in no Porsche.
That thing's fun, man. Those hot laps.
I
That
did
bleep
it
is
in
fun.
Vegas last year for F1 when I was out there, and it's scary fun. It's in the middle of scary and fun, I'd say.
You poop your pants? I did.
You got loose guts because you got
does.
Crohn's.
He does. He told me today again. I'm like, I think you might have Crohn's.
He got Crohn's, man.
It's a
Get
terrible
tested.
disease, but the what he described to me before the show went on the air, I'm like, I think you might have Crohn's.
Yeah, I diagnosed you. You're welcome.
Yeah,
I'm just seeing on ESPN right now, NFL Live. Steelers owner expects Aaron Rodgers' decision in next few weeks.
Did you see what they did?
This guy loves to hold a franchise hostage, man. He really it's and what a weird trait that is.
But doesn't he deserve it?
I mean, he did 10 years ago.
But franchises are waiting for his decision.
No, one franchise is waiting on his decision. He didn't have He didn't have as many opportunities when who did he leave? The Jets. When he left the Jets, like he didn't have nearly the opportunities he thought. If this was Green Bay, I would say he deserves it. He deserves as much time as he won. I used to feel that way about Brett Favre when he would hold Green Bay hostage. But Pittsburgh, like, they let him play last season. No one else was going to give him a job. And now he's doing this again to them where, hey, they kind of need to know if they have a starting quarterback or not.
It's a weird flex.
It's a weird flex.
It's a weird flex, but I think some people need it.
He does, 100%. He needs that.
And they'll give it to him because if they don't go sign another quarterback with him on the roster, not knowing, it gives him the confidence that he needs his. Let's say honest, he wants his butt kissed.
Yes,
and they're kissing his butt, and he enjoys the butt kissing factor of his career.
But this to me is so stupid because what the Steelers did was they placed that first right of refusal tender on him. So essentially, he can accept 10% more in salary coming back to Pittsburgh. And any team, if he opts to go elsewhere, the Steelers have the first right of refusal to match that offer. So essentially, Pittsburgh said, hey, we're placing this tender that I read hasn't been used or has only been used like 5 times.
Almost never, yeah.
Right. It never gets used. Essentially, like, Aaron, we're not letting you play anywhere else if you decide that you want to play. But here's the thing. Aaron Rodgers, here's why he's an ultimate douchebag for this situation right now. Just forget everything else. If he's going to come back and play, he's going to come back to play for a contender, correct?
Mm-hmm.
He's like, why would he come back to play just to play? Like, he wants to win another Super Bowl. So
well, also, I'm not necessarily certain. He doesn't have any options. Where else is he going to go?
Well, the Cardinals, I read, were one team that could be interested. But Hawk, like, you could see a scenario where a quarterback gets injured during training camp and they want to go get a starting caliber quarterback.
I mean, Phillip Rivers played 3 games last season.
Right.
Terrible.
But if he's going to come back and play, he's going to want to try to win a Super Bowl. In my mind, that's why he wants to play. There is no better position for him right now than a team, A, he was with last year that kissed his ass, and B, they went out and they hired Mike McCarthy, who he won a Super Bowl with in Green Bay. There's no better scenario than in Pittsburgh. So the Steelers are dummies for putting that stupid tender on him because he's not going anywhere else. And
yeah, but it's not like they were going to give him less money, so they're really saying, you know.
Yeah, but he is being a douchebag by making them wait. He's going to have a change of heart between now and June 1st. Like,
well, that's the part that I find douchey, which is, what do you not know today, April 30th, that you are going to know May 15th? You know exactly what camp is like. You know exactly what practices are like. You know exactly what a 17-game season entails. Like, you know everything. Either you want to play or you don't. Right? I mean, Calais Campbell. Hey, I'm going to play again. Okay, here we go. Suit him up.
It's an ego thing. How much do y'all love me?
Yeah, 100%.
That's what it is.
I can do this because I'm Aaron Rodgers. There goes your microphone.
Whoa.
Somebody go get Steph.
Hello? The answer, the answer is it's really how much do you love me? It's all ego. That's exactly what Aaron Rodgers is doing. You love me this much? He knows. Think about it. He is a Hall of Fame quarterback. Aaron Rodgers has one of the most talented arms in the history of football. And he knows that his arm is not what it used to be. He knows his talent is not what it used to be. He wants to be coddled and he wants to be loved on, and that's why he's doing this. I agree with y'all 100% about how dumb it is, but it's ego. It's all ego.
But how much more can he be coddled? Like, I don't understand that.
That's his personality. He needs to know that he's in charge. He needs to flex. He needs to flex. If I go to a restaurant after the show with you, Solana, and you go, let's just have some drinks. Let's not order yet. I go, oh no, I'm hungry. I'm ordering. But if I go after the show with Michael Jordan and he says, let's just get some drinks. We'll order later. Oh yeah, no problem. No problem. Because he's got that cachet. Aaron Rodgers is showing you and the rest of the players in the league, I set the timeline here. Everyone else lets you know when they're playing. I set the timeline because I'm Aaron Rodgers.
Great, amazing explanation what Hawk just gave you, Solana. It's not logically sound, but it's egotistically correct because now it makes him feel like he's in control of anything that he's a part of because he's Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, I mean, I get what you guys are saying. He needs that. He needs that part of him to be fulfilled where people are desperately waiting on what his decision is. But I think it's lame. It's why Aaron Rodgers is lame. The dude's a top 5, top 10 quarterback of all time, without question. Organizations are happy to have him if he wants to be there, but he is worsening their position and their situation by not just being truthful with what his desires are. And to me, that's disrespectful, A, to the game, and B, to the organization that's bending over backwards for you to come back. And I get there's a give and take here because they're better with him than they would be with Kenny Pickett or with whatever quarterback they're going to go get. Like, I understand that dynamic. But why is he putting Pittsburgh through this runaround when he knows what his decision is going to be? And if he doesn't by now on April 30th, then he probably shouldn't be playing another season of football.
Go get another quarterback if you don't trust me, and I'll go to somewhere else.
It's diva behavior. We see this with celebrities all over the place, but you have to be a certain level of celebrity. And it's like, well, why do you need this? Why does your rider require this? I don't have to tell you why. Because I'm me. You have to do this. I'm me.
He's me. He's not top 5, but he's top 10 for sure.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think he might be top 5.
Aaron Rodgers, a top 5 quarterback of all time.
I understand his accolades and his resume.
One ring
don't stack up. I know. I realize
Blanda
that.
have.
I go Blanda, Brady.
Bro, I'm talking just pure passers, like guys who can sling the ball.
5?
Aaron Rodgers, in my opinion, prime Aaron Rodgers could
Favre
throw the ball.
Is better.
I was just about to say,
team.
who was the better Green Bay quarterback, Favre or Rodgers? I think it was Favre.
No, man. Favre.
Aaron Rodgers threw the ball better than Brett Favre?
Bro,
are you kidding? Are you kidding me?
Are you
Favre
kidding?
Played in jeans.
Goodness gracious.
Aaron Rodgers, prime Aaron Rodgers, threw the
better
ball.
Than Brett Favre.
Threw the ball. The only person in my mind that threw the ball better than Aaron Rodgers was Dan Marino. Aaron Rodgers threw the ball better than anybody
John
I've ever
Elway.
seen.
So John Elway,
quarterback.
Aaron Rodgers is better than John Elway.
Aaron Rodgers.
Ugh, that's the classic Wisconsin debate. Honestly, they're both legendary, but in different ways.
Take a side, Claude.
Tougher, more durable guy.
Pick a side,
Man,
Claude.
tell Claude he's squirreling.
Yeah, change your app name to Squirrel, bitch. That pissed me off. You're supposed to be advanced intelligence, right?
Anybody that starts off their answer with "oof," that's tough.
First of all, the classic Wisconsin debate is what's the better cheese, cheddar or I don't know. But like, pick a side. You're artificial intelligence. You're smarter than all of us. Who's better? I could have that stupid debate, Claude.
Brett Favre, all he's known for is throwing interceptions in the biggest moment. Like, that's
my
it.
God, all he's known for. Are you kidding me? You're forgetting ripping off poor people in Mississippi. No, I don't think you watched Favre.
He didn't watch Brett Favre.
Oh, now I didn't watch.
I think you were too young.
I didn't watch Brett Favre.
No, I think you were younger.
You were 4 years old when Brett Favre played.
Saying Aaron Rodgers is better than Brett Favre is not
wrong.
Me tearing down Brett Favre. That's how great prime Aaron Rodgers was.
But I'm saying you didn't get to see it against Brett Favre.
I did. I watched Brett Favre.
When were you born?
Me? 1982.
Yeah, you.
No, 90-something.
94.
Let's see when Brett Favre played.
Brett Favre, his first, I bet you guys didn't know this, his first completion was to himself.
Solana, so you're telling me you can have Aaron Rodgers or Brett Favre.
Brett Favre ended
and you
his Green Bay.
Rodgers over Favre.
Brett Favre ended his Green Bay career in 2007.
Yeah, I remember.
So you were 11?
No, I was born in 94, you dummy.
So what were you, 13?
Can you finish up headlines? Because I won't have enough time with Whitting.
You still were wearing your helmet in class.
Ask Whitty. I guarantee Whitty.
He's young
will
too.
Will agree with me. I guarantee.
Okay, I'll ask him, but he'll say Aaron Rodgers because he's young. This is the LeBron Michael thing.
But you can argue Rodgers top 5 of all time. That's what got me going.
What?
You're saying that Rodgers is the top 5 quarterback of all time.
I thought you were saying you're going to argue Brett Favre is top 5 of all time, and I was going to drive to Bradenton and fight you.
And you think Rodgers can get in the top 5 list of NFL quarterbacks in the history of football?
Just because I know this is going to get thrown in my face a million times from moving on out. I specifically started my argument by saying I understand his accolades in terms of championships won does not compare to the Elways and does not compare to the Bradys or the Montanas. With that being said, pure quarterback ability, Aaron Rodgers is top 5 all time.
Where's Mahomes?
He's in that list as well.
I'm going to smack your mouth when I see you next time. I'm going to pop your lips. What are you talking about?
Marlins tomorrow. They host the Phillies. NBA playoffs tonight. Hawks versus Knicks is at 7. 76ers and Celtics is at 8. Timberwolves Nuggets is at 9:30. Those are all game 6s. Your weather. Somebody says Solana didn't even see the Marlins' first World Series. Yeah, I did, jackass. I was there. Game 7 walk-off.
In 97?
I was there too.
In 97.
I wasn't there. I've watched it on YouTube a billion times, though.
You were in a baby Bjorn.
Eduardo carried him around.
Your weather in South Florida right now, it is 80-ish degrees. Tonight, the lows are going to be dropping into the low 70s. This weather report is brought to you by Tornado Roofing and Contracting. Storm season is coming. Make sure your home is ready. Get your free roof and window estimate today. Visit tornadoroofing.com.
Chris Whittingham joins us in the next segment. I want to tell you about my good friends and the amazing award-winning team at Doral Kia. Whenever you want a low price, you always pay less with your Pricito at Doral Kia. You could take advantage of a Pricito now on all your favorite new Kia models like a Sportage, Sorento, Telluride, K5, Soul, and more. Don't wait. Hurry to Doral Kia today. My friend Mitch down there, I call him the king of Kias. Mitchell will take great care of you. He and his staff will take great care of you. They took great care of us. Our son, DJ, who's graduating from college next weekend, he needed a new car. Had a Kia Forte, got wrecked. He wanted another Kia. Loves the brand. We went down to Doral Kia, got him a Kia K4. He loves it. You will love your Kia as well, and they will take great care of you at Doral Kia. So don't miss your chance to save on a new Kia, or you can shop their pre-owned vehicles with easy financing, fast service, and the best value for your money. You always pay less with your Pricito at Doral Kia.
You're listening to the Hawk, Crowder, and Solana Show.
You telling me Gogar had 2 balls?
Si el ritmo te lleva a mover la cabeza, ya empezamos como es.
All right, Chris Whittingham is a soccer broadcaster for CBS and Apple TV, and our friend Inter Miami hosts Orlando City Saturday. You can watch the game on Apple TV. Taylor Twellman and Jake Zivin on the English call. Bruno Vane and Andres Agula.
Agulla.
Correct, Whitty?
It might even be Agusha because he's Argentine.
Agusha on the
Agusha.
Spanish call. Game is at New Stadium, where Inter Miami has yet to win. Whitty will be on the call of the Philadelphia Union Nashville SC game on Saturday night for Apple TV. That's at 7:30. And he's going to be on the call Tuesday for the UEFA Champions League semifinal second leg between Arsenal and Atletico Madrid. That is a huge match. It's on CBS, the network, and Paramount Plus. It's a big deal, Whitty.
Yeah, I got a bunch going on in the next few days. I'm actually currently at the Baller League Arena in southwest Miami-Dade County, currently in the Tropical Park area. And then so I'm doing the games here tonight. And then I have 4 games this weekend and one on the Tuesday. I only gave you 2 to read out because otherwise the whole segment would just be plugs.
What are you getting, gray? Or is that the camera?
No. It's graying. It's graying. It's really bad when the gel's not in there. I'm gonna be fully gray by the time I'm 40, I think.
That's wild.
How about that? And all that stuff that he's doing. He's got time to have lunch with me tomorrow. I mean, what a world!
I got a free day in Fort Lauderdale. What else would I rather do?
What a world we live in. So Inter
11:30 a.m. lunch.
Yes,
the normal start time for lunch.
Well, I got to be back to do the show at 2. We like to kibitz for a while. You know how it works.
We need more time for kibitzing.
Yeah. Anyway, Inter Miami has been unable to win in New Stadium. So what's the problem?
Well, if you look at the way that the games have all played out since they moved into the new stadium, they've kind of taken a familiar pattern. They expose themselves in the attack. They kind of give away a goal off some kind of defensive mistake and are scrambling at the very end of the game. They have the opponent under all the pressure in the world in the final 15 to 20 minutes, but in the interim, they can't seem to figure out how to start games well. They seem to actually have a better disposition away from home, where they went to, Mile High Stadium and won in front of 75,000 fans. 3 days later, won in Salt Lake in front of another sellout crowd at elevation on a short week. So they managed to win these games against the Western Conference opponents in difficult locations, but at home, it really has been controlling the game with the ball early that I think has been the problem for them. They will have the ball, they're not dangerous enough, and then when they give it away, they're in crazy vulnerable positions. And I think come the end of the 90 minutes, they're desperate. The other team wants to hang on, but they don't have enough to get over the line. So I think it's about how they start matches and how they use the ball in possession.
And what are you saying? That I'm no soccer expert. They're not aggressive enough early, and they're trying to play defensive. Like, what is it? Turn the bus sideways, whatever. Solana gives me a hard time.
Parking the bus. Parking the bus.
Do you park the bus or do you get aggressive? Like you can't. You have to decide on either way to play, don't you?
I mean, realistically, when Lionel Messi's in the team, you have one choice, and that's but to be aggressive, right? I just don't think that you can play on the counter when you have Messi on the. It just doesn't feel right. He's played in so many teams that are so used to controlling the ball. Yeah, you have to be more aggressive. The starting team has to have that idea of going out and attacking the opposition, because I just don't think that you really have the option to play defensively when he's in the team. So I think they have to go out and just be better, frankly, in the attack. And I think you are really seeing over the course of this first part of the year, they missed Sergio Busquets, they missed Jordi Alba. It's kind of been the answer from day one, but they still miss those guys. And the replacements are okay, like they're good for MLS level, but I think the one thing that you see that's missing is players on the same wavelength as Messi. He looks a little bit on an island sometimes.
Whitty, Ojos decided to switch up the starting 11. He put Leo Messi, Berterame, and Suarez. It's not exactly MSN, but it's I guess the MLS equivalent to it. Is that the fix moving forward? Because you didn't necessarily see a much more prominent attack, even with Suarez getting in the starting 11.
It doesn't seem like it to me. I think you certainly solve the problem of having someone on the pitch who's on the same wavelength as Messi. Suarez just doesn't physically have the ability to get into those positions consistently enough. It doesn't seem like an attack that makes very much sense from a sort of fluidity standpoint. I think Berterame has kind of been, not to, cast a finger of blame, but they spent $15 million on this guy. I thought he was going to come in here and score goals for fun. He actually is starting to score goals, but he isn't a fit from what I've seen. Just from a pure playing standpoint, he doesn't fit with Messi. He doesn't fit with the team. And obviously this is early. We're 10 to 12 games into this. They can figure this out over the World Cup break or whatever. But I think if you're going to spend the money that they did, you can realistically, as Miami, go out and attract whomever you want. And they could potentially do this in the summer as well. But they can go out and attract whomever they want to go and a big name star, someone who has played at higher levels and thinks the game on the same wavelength as Messi. Realistically, if you're doing this transfer, it's to go out and win CONCACAF, which they didn't. They got knocked out in the last 16 by Nashville. And you're thinking that this guy is going to come in and score all the goals in the world, which just hasn't happened yet. So I think Berterame for me is the biggest problem, just on the basis of the money that you've spent. You only have a few bites at the apple in terms of getting big money players, and he just hasn't really quite worked out yet.
Sounds like a party out there, Whitty. They have brownies?
Yeah. They do have Sergio's here. Sergio's is kind of like the main caterer here. So if you want to get some Cuban food, Sergio's is available here. You can get some croquetas and some empanadas if you like. I know you like both of those things.
I like the brownies, though. The brownies from Inter Miami. I don't know if they have them at New Stadium, but they had them at Lockhart.
I have heard that the best club level at New Stadium is like a major international airport lounge level of luxury.
Really?
So I have heard it's brilliant. I've not been there myself. I hope to get there someday, but I've heard it is that level of class.
Oh, I got to check that out. Again, Inter Miami's on Apple TV on Saturday, or you can go see the match at New Stadium if you want. Quick, there's other stuff I want to get to you with, but I want to ask about the World Cup, because there's been all these things written about the World Cup, and then there's the fees for public transportation up in New York and New Jersey, parking. What's going on? And then I read something today about someone who owns an Airbnb, I forget what city, who has spent the last year like renovating the house for Airbnb because they figured World Cup was going to bring so many visitors, and she's saying now, I'm not certain it's going to pan out the way that we thought. What's brewing here?
Well, I think what's brewing here is a variety of things. One is, I think a lot of people, particularly not from here, aren't used to the level of expense that comes with going to American sporting events. As a matter of fact, UEFA has kind of come out and sort of got a lot of good PR out of, well, the Euros are coming up in 2028. We're capping, supporter level tickets at 30 euros a piece. Like, they're basically making hay out of this idea that we don't charge what they're going to charge over there in the US for these crazy events. So I think a lot of people were expecting a crazy amount of travel to happen within the US, and on the basis of the paperwork that it takes in order to get a visa to come here, especially if you're not from a country that is currently viewed favorably by the country. I think so there are fewer travelers. And then I think a lot of people are just looking at it and going, wait a second. So if I go to Boston, I hear, you hear a lot obviously from the UK base, right? So Scotland is playing I think they're playing 2 games in Foxborough. And there are a lot of fans that are just like, I read a story today, they're chartering school buses to take them to Foxborough, because right now, if you stay in downtown Boston, it's $80 one way to get from Boston to Foxborough. For a Patriots game, that's $12. And so they are like,
you're talking on a train. You're talking on a train.
Right, on a train, yeah, to get from downtown Boston out to Foxborough. The parking is several $100s. Like, there just is no economical way to do anything. You mentioned sort of the idea of there being like the parking situation and Airbnbs and all this stuff. The hotel chains jacked up their prices as soon as the World Cup draw was done, and now they're lowering them down again because there just hasn't been the demand for $1,000 stays at the Hampton Inn in Providence, Rhode Island, so you can get round to Foxborough. It just hasn't happened, and so everyone thought of this as an economic opportunity first. And I think so many people have been turned off to this all over the world that realistically what's going to end up happening, in my view, is you will have a few travelers, the wealthier in other countries. But realistically, the crowds at World Cup games are going to be people from the countries that have moved to the United States. So people from Denmark who moved over to the U.S. that are from Denmark, they will go to the games. People from Denmark will not be going to the games. And so this sort of economic impact that was meant to come is going to be a burden. In Miami, the issue is with parking. So right now, Hard Rock Stadium, as it is, has had all the parking taken off of it because of the Dolphins training facility, because of the Formula One, because of the tennis. And so there just isn't as much parking. $175 is what it's going to cost to park at the stadium for like the bad games. For the better games, it's going to be $250. And so they're going to have to offer these shuttle services. I think logistics has a chance to be a nightmare, not just in Miami, but all over the country, because people are going to be trying to avoid paying this exorbitant amount of money just to get to the game.
And Woody, is that the U.S. figuring out soccer? Because that's what it seems like when you're talking. We're trying to figure out soccer right now because we didn't have a big,
No, it's the U.S. ruining soccer.
Well, I was going to say the opposite, crowd. I think it's soccer figuring out the U.S., where it's like, how can we economically squeeze every dollar out of this? If you think of the last World Cup was in Qatar, right? And the way that the money was made was with the incredible amount of money that was spent by the actual regime, the actual people that run the country. And where you come to the United States, how are you going to make, I believe they're projected to make $11 billion out of this World Cup. That's $11 billion made in 6 weeks. How are you going to do that? In the American capitalist system, it's ticket prices, it's parking, it's travel, it's hotels, it's all this incredible economic engine. And so realistically, I mean, my point of blame is towards Taylor Swift. You go back to the Eras Tour. The Eras Tour was squeeze every possible dollar out of every possible seat. I went to the Eras Tour in Toronto. It cost me $1,600 a person to get in, and I felt like I was getting a deal because if you were looking at the secondary markets, it was like $2,000, $2,100 to get in the door in Toronto. And so I think there's this idea that Ticketmaster and all of the ticket companies have figured out what is $1 less than we can make to fill out every stadium, and that's exactly what we're going to do. And it's the same with everything. This has incrementally gone up over time. And so to answer your question, Crowder, it is soccer America. It is America figuring out soccer rather than soccer figuring out America. I think it really is this sort of idea of like, what can we do to squeeze every dollar? Because I don't think, if the idea was to grow the game, hey, we're coming to the United States because 32 years ago we came, there wasn't even a domestic league, there wasn't any soccer infrastructure at all. And now we see, 32 years later, there has been a foundation built, but it still needs to grow. But FIFA has decided they're not interested in growth. They're interested in getting every dollar possible out of this.
I'm taking issue with you calling Uruguay, Cabo Verde, one of the bad games at Hard Rock Stadium that'll only be $180 for parking. But to that point, I haven't bought tickets yet to either of the Uruguay games in Miami. And my idea is right now they're $500-$600. My idea is for some of these games that don't feature Messi, don't feature Ronaldo, the ticket prices will ultimately plummet. Do you agree with that? I'm not just talking Uruguay. I'm saying in general for fans who are maybe just going to wait until the day of to buy tickets. Those prices are going to drop eventually, right?
Yeah, I mean, look, I don't think 100,000 people can rely upon that strategy. But yeah, I do think at some point, look, we don't have enough transparency into what the ticket process was like, but I imagine a fair few brokers got in there. And the reason why ticket brokers get in there to buy tickets because they think that they can resell for more. But if the entire demand is on the basis of there being resale value, well, then what happens when there is none? What happens if everyone is trying to resell their ticket to someone at a profit and there is no market left for tickets to be bought? So, yeah, I think there is going to be a fairly significant dropping of prices. We saw this last year during the Club World Cup. FIFA also ran that event. They tried to run those prices as expensive as they could possibly do it. The semifinal last year that was in New Jersey between Chelsea and Fluminense, they started the ticket prices, get in the door, at $480. By the time the game kicked off, they had lowered the prices to $13 per person to get in the door because they didn't want to be embarrassed at the stadium being empty. And so I think that a similar thing could happen. I think there's enough of a demand for a team like Uruguay where I can't imagine that stadium, you're not getting in the door for $50. But yeah, I imagine at some point, all these people, you mentioned that Airbnb, the hotels, all this stuff, there was this idea that we're just going to bleed everyone dry, that there's going to be this crazy market that has no end. And at some point, the market will reach an end and things will lower and people will get to go to games for a reasonably cheaper price.
Chris Whittingham will be on the call Tuesday for one of the biggest games that you can watch, and you can see him on CBS, UEFA Champions League semifinal, Arsenal and Atletico Madrid. Apple TV, Saturday night, will have Inter Miami. You can watch that game on Apple TV, and you can also watch Whittingham's game, Philadelphia Union and Nashville SC. Before we're out of time, which we are, who's the better quarterback, Aaron Rodgers or Brett Favre?
I'm going to say Aaron Rodgers. I just think from a longevity standpoint,
young people.
It's
young people, Crowder. I told you he was going to say
these little puppies with no children that want to say Aaron Rodgers all the time.
I really think that Aaron Rodgers perfected quarterbacking at his absolute peak. I mean, Aaron Rodgers was
top 5, Whitty. I called him top 5 all time.
I don't think you can be just on the just from how we think of these things on the basis of not having won enough Super Bowls, but on the basis of how well he played at his peak. I mean, Brett Favre was reckless. Brett Favre threw interceptions. Aaron Rodgers sort of perfected the position in a way that I just don't think that Brett Favre did.
Do you like prime rib?
No, and I love almost every cut of beef.
It's disgusting, right? It's wet and bloody and
it's chewy and I like a bit of fat with my steak, but when the whole thing is fat, then you sort of defeated the whole purpose of the meat.
You never got the meat close to the bone? That can't be fat. The good meat.
Yeah, there's 3 bites in there that's close, and then everything else is fat.
Right, and then you just have a little chunk of fat. They're just sitting there and you haven't eaten.
And it gets all over the plate. So everything that's on the plate, the bread, the vegetable, it's all sopped up in that water blood.
I had prime rib in Hawaii, so I think I would say that I have some prime rib bona fides. I'm not having it. I'm not having it with prime rib.
That's my guy.
Witty, and he's on your Witty. You eat in bed though. You look like you'll eat in bed.
No chance.
Oh, I've never eaten in bed. Maybe some candy, but an actual meal? No, I don't think you've ever had
even
breakfast
candy.
In bed.
Would you sit in bed? Would you sit in bed, watch TV, and eat popcorn or eat Oreos?
Well, we don't have a TV in our bedroom. So there's just nothing of that going on in our bed. But no, I
don't trust people who don't have TVs in their bedroom. That's a big thing for some people. We don't have a TV in the bedroom. The bedroom's not for TV. I don't trust people who don't have TVs in the bedroom.
I tried. I asked my fiance if she wanted to, but she just wasn't interested in it. Honestly, it probably is a good idea. Go somewhere else to watch TV. I have an office that's 15 steps down the hall that has a TV if I really need to see something.
Well,
it's not necessary.
I like it with it because the bedroom for action, right?
Exactly.
Right, but how do you get in the mood for action? House Hunters International.
House Hunters International.
All right, we got to go, Whitty. We love you.
All right, see you guys.
See you, Chris Whittingham. We'll take a break. 5 o'clock, Funky Buddha Happy Hour is next.
This is Hawk, Crowder, and Solana.
You don't know Ski Mask, the Slump God?
I do not.
it is. Y'all know what time it is. Working all day. Yeah, that's all I see. It's 5 o'clock somewhere and it's right here. The Funky Buddha happy hour, everyone grab a beer. See, the boys are back and so are the guests. We talk food more than sports, but we winning our bets. To the moon, bro, with all the moon go. Hot takes and more, that's coming soon, though. Every banger like a pass, every bar off the glass. WQAM, and they coming for that ass. I'm a spaz like Solana on preheat. My dog don't care who the kicker is as long as they got 2 feet. Pickle bar champ, and he about to repeat. Don't sleep, y'all, the picture get vivid. Especially with Crowder when he cooking on the pivot. Yo, that boy did it. Played for the Fins, embraced by this city. And then comes the man who's silly but stay litty. Loves avocado toast, and I hope that you ready for Mark Hochman, the big stepper from the Shy, Kane alumni, the big rapper. Gotta dap him up, and like you messing with the neighborhood chick, let's wrap it up. It's 5 o'clock somewhere, and it's right here.
Right here, 5 o'clock hour, the Funky Buddha Happy Hour. Brought to you by our friends at Funky Buddha Brewery. You can go watch some playoff basketball, playoff hockey tonight. Funky Buddha in Oakland Park. I was just looking at their Instagram, and it says, summer's almost here. We're celebrating Pineapple Beach all weekend long. Alongside the canned release of Pineapple Beach, we'll have a featured tropical flight, perfect for summer. In the kitchen, chef has come through with 2 big specials, and the bar is featuring a brand new cocktail, Life's a Beach. So stop by this weekend, watch the race, and enjoy some Pineapple Beach. Now, is Pineapple Beach, is that new, or is that something that they bring back seasonally?
I think it's seasonal because I've had it before. It's very delicious. It's a light beer. How do you like it? It's sweet. It's light.
Yes.
It's yeah.
I got to see what the cocktail is. Life's a Beach, Appleton rum, pineapple juice, espresso, vanilla simple syrup, golden falernum.
I don't know what falernum is.
Peach schnapps and lemon juice. That sounds delicious to me. It's going to come, looking like that.
Ooh.
No, I know you're not going to order that, but I would.
No,
I've got no shame.
I would.
I need in a big glass, no orange on top.
Let me see what food specials he's got. Oh, how do you feel about this? What chef has done for this weekend, Solana? I have a feeling you are going to be angry. Ham and pineapple pizza.
I love a Hawaiian pizza.
Oh, you do? I thought you were anti-Hawaiian pizza.
Not at all. I think it's delicious. I think people hate on it for no reason because it's a social media trend. I love a Hawaiian pizza.
I'm a Hawaiian pizza fan.
Really? What's going on here? You think you know people?
Oh, the sweetness of the pineapple with the ham and it's delicious. I won't eat it with the boys. I'm not ordering a pineapple pizza with the boys, but yeah. At the house, I'll eat a pineapple pizza.
Then they've got al pastor tacos, local corn tortillas, slow-cooked pork in fresh pineapple, chopped onion, cilantro crema, and queso fresco, served with plantain chips.
Oh.
See, that's Chef Jeff throwing it down there.
Yeah, Chef Jeff special.
And then for beers this weekend, Pineapple Beach, Key Lime Pie, Blue Fire, which is red ale with blueberry and habanero.
A little spicy beer. I like a little spicy beer.
I couldn't do that. I can't do that.
Man, get your testosterone up, Hawk.
The only one thing I like was spice. It's the Spice Girls.
Huh?
We ever give that to DBJ? Tell you what I want, what I really, really want.
I wanna.
Adding it to the list.
Put it on the list. Yeah. Good. I knew Jimmy would know
there
the next
you go,
line.
Jimmy. Make him say,
Yeah, put that on the list. Anyway, 5 o'clock hours, the Funky Buddha Happy Hour. Let's get headlines with Alejandro Solana. You always pay less with your Pricito at Doral Kia. Visit them at Doral Kia or DoralKia.com.
One more thing that Whitty was talking about in terms of like people from outside of America, the United States, being outraged about the ticket prices. Just to give you the context, when I was going to Italy a couple of years ago, there was a protest by Italian soccer fans who were protesting that the Serie A, the Italian Serie A teams, were raising prices. So they were protesting, and I looked up the prices. It was like €30 to get into the game. Like, they have these caps that are unbelievably low compared to what we're used to paying for games. And they're protesting that over in Europe. So you can only imagine $600, $800, $1,000 ticket prices that are just the norm here for these World Cup games. Europeans looking at those prices on top of everything else that they have to pay.
I was gonna say, and then, by the way, our public transport is so awful, and we're going to charge $125 round trip to ride it rather than €1, and it drops you right in your hotel room, and then it takes you right to your seat.
But it's not only that. Like, the European mind can't even comprehend. Okay, he mentioned Scotland is playing 2 games in Foxborough, right?
Right.
They're
like,
also
hey,
playing their other group stage game is in Miami. Just to get from Boston to Miami, that's another $300, $400, maybe $500, $600, depending on what the prices for those airline tickets are going to be. Considering the fact that they're going to fly to Miami, stay in downtown, and then they have to drive up to Miami Gardens, and then they're going to get to the stadium. Guess what? Beer isn't €7 how it is in Scotland. They're going to charge you $18 for one beer. Chicken tender basket is going to be $18 as well. Like, these prices for people outside, we're used to it. And I'm not complaining. I'm just saying, like, just think about how it looks or how people are looking at these prices coming from other locations where you can go to a game in Scotland and go watch Celtic and pay maybe €80 for a really good ticket. You can get there via train for free. And then
by the way, you can bounce all over the place via train, and it's going to cost you $2. And like I said, it's going to drop you off within walking distance of the stadium. Like, people are shocked because Europeans are sitting down and they're going to map out now. Okay, where am I going to watch the matches I want to watch? And then all of a sudden you realize it's like, well, wait a second, I have to take a 4-hour flight. They're not firing off these flights every hour like it's a European airport. I can't take the train. Yeah, it's a eye-opening experience for a lot of people.
We've talked about it on the show, the other side. When we go to Africa or Spain and all that, and I'm surprised that the seafood tower is $82, and I'm all jacked up about it. The $82 seafood tower here is $450.
Yeah.
So everything is more expensive here. So it is what it is, but should they lower the prices? Should FIFA adjust to the worldwide prices, or
it's a larger conversation because it's again we were talking with Whittingham and he mentioned Ticketmaster, and the CEO of Ticketmaster had come out and said, like, this experiential stuff, which is what sells right now, experiences. The Ticketmaster CEO was saying, I think Taylor Swift tickets at $1,200 are underpriced. I don't think it's overpriced. This is an experience that you'll remember for your lifetime. And so he was making the comparison, like courtside seats at an NBA game. Like, they make no apologies. And it's one of the reasons that a lot of the English soccer fans, like, they hate when these Americans are buying these Premier League teams because they know what comes after that.
But Hawk, my issue isn't with Ticketmaster. I expect a company whose main goal is profit. I expect that from Ticketmaster. This is where FIFA, as the governing body of a game that shouldn't be money hungry, whose bottom line shouldn't be to make the most
corrupt
money.
organization on the planet.
I agree.
Like, to expect them to do the right thing is comical.
I'm not saying I expect it, but that's where the outrage should lie, because when the World Cup was in Qatar, that's the most, literally the richest country in the world. This didn't happen. My dad went. People went. You could get tickets for reasonable prices. Obviously, you were paying a premium for the World Cup final, obviously. But to go follow Uruguay around, there was public transportation that was reasonable. The hotels weren't price gouging. You could go to games for $80, $90 and sit in a decent seat and have a reasonable experience. I'm just telling you, as somebody who wants to go watch Uruguay, they're playing Saudi Arabia and Cape Verde. Those are two teams that wouldn't be in the World Cup if they hadn't expanded it for monetary reasons. And the ticket prices for a Uruguayan country that has 3 million people are $800 on the resale market right now. And then if I want to go travel to watch them play Spain, they're playing in Akron Stadium in Guadalajara. It's in Zapopan, near Guadalajara. The prices are $1,000 to fly there. There's no safe hotels anywhere near there. And I have to pay $2,000 for that ticket. Like I'm looking at spending $15,000 to watch Uruguay, and that's unrealistic for somebody who lives in Uruguay who wants to come experience their team. It's ridiculous.
Who's the highest paid athletes in the world?
Baseball players, probably, but yeah, soccer players, NBA players.
Stupid. Soccer players make stupid money. They have to find a way to pay these guys, and they make it and they supplement it.
But if you look, they're not getting paid by their national teams. Like the Premier League, which is the World Cup. So these are your national teams. The Premier League, like the prices are stupid low. It's the greatest sports league in the world. I was going to say in Europe, but in the world, the prices are stupid low.
And we amp them up because we're a capitalist country. Right?
Yeah. No. There's a difference between America and all the countries in Europe and all the countries across the world. Like you're seeing it with the World Cup. You are seeing it. It's exactly what we're saying.
All right. Let me go through the NBA schedule for tonight's game. Marlins will play tomorrow. They're off today. They won that series versus the Dodgers. Game 6. Hawks need a win. They're
down. Know what the line is?
2-3 to the Knicks, 7 p.m.
In Atlanta. Knicks can close it out, right?
Yeah.
What do you think the line is?
Oh, Hawks got to be favored. 3.5.
Yeah, I would say the same.
Knicks, 3.5 point favorites.
I'm taking Hawks. Karl Anthony Towns is going to let you down. I'm telling you.
I think the Knicks close them out tonight.
Really? I don't.
Yeah.
No, I got game 7. Give me a game 7 in the Garden.
In the Garden.
76ers, Celtics, 8 p.m. Sixers need a win. Games in Philadelphia.
What do you think the line is there? Boston in Philly. Boston again can close it out. They were unable to do so the other night.
I think Boston should be favored.
Embiid is playing, I'm guessing, right? He played the last game.
Yeah, he can't play 2 games in a row. Boston favored by 4.5.
Solera?
It's probably, thanks, Mark. It's probably Celtics -8 or something stupid like that.
Celtics -6.5.
Yeah. I'd lay the points.
Yeah, I don't know how Philly won that game a couple nights ago.
Embiid is probable, by the way.
He's always probable. He's probable in life.
And then T-Wolves Nuggets is at 9:30 tonight. Another game 6. Remember, T-Wolves at home, they can close out the series here, but without Anthony Edwards.
No Anthony Edwards. Denver has to win or they're bounced in the first round. What do you think the line is? Denver in Minnesota.
Joker overs. Denver has to be favored. Same way, but probably around there. 5.5, 4.5.
I think it's more. I think Denver's a big favorite, like 9. But I will say, Aaron Gordon is questionable again for this game. That's it. That's legitimately a big deal if he can't play. But yeah, I think it's Denver -8, -9.
Denver -6.5. Jokic over under is 29.5. Jamal Murray 26.5. And my guy Ayo Dosunmu 19.5. Dude
Jamal
put up a
Murray,
40 burger the other night.
Jamal Murray done got a little sorry in these last couple games, hasn't he?
He's just always injured, man. It goes to why Tobin was saying, hey, maybe Joker's looking for a new running mate.
Way out.
if Jamal Murray's always going to be injured.
Jokic, bam, come on with it. Yes.
By the way, the NBA playoffs are averaging 3.84 million viewers per game in the first round. That's the most ever since 1993. It goes back to what you were saying earlier in the week, Hawk. The NBA playoffs deliver.
It's, when the playoffs started, even the play-ins, I said, we talk about fixing the regular season, but man, the postseason delivers. So maybe the NBA, while they talk about how they need to fix it, it might be lip service because the postseason, it has me engaged.
Mm-hmm.
I've got no horse in the fight.
They fixed the regular season. We're good to go.
I think it would be no dog in the fight or no horse in the race. But I don't think you'd have a horse in the fight.
Have you ever seen a horse fight?
I think a horse would kick anyone's ass in a fight.
I say nay.
Jimmy, that was good.
Good line. He's had a couple of good ones today.
Yeah. It's the mint green shirt that he's wearing. All right, guys. Your weather in South Florida right now, it is 80 degrees. Tonight, by the way, the lows are going to be in the 70s. This weekend, the feels like temperature in South Florida is set to reach like close to 100, if not 100 in certain areas. It's a heat wave that's going to hit us, followed by like a mini cold front that's coming through after this weekend. So
what are we doing for the Marlins tomorrow night, Solana? Because I'm assuming the roof is going to be closed, right?
Yeah, Friday night, roof will be closed 100%.
But our seats are right underneath the air conditioning.
But it's brutal, man.
So
love our tickets, but it's cold.
It's cold where we sit. It's the only place in the ballpark that's cold, but not just cold. It's blowing on you.
That's better than hot.
I don't know.
It gets on by the third inning. You're uncomfortable. You're like, it's bizarre.
Yeah. Well, I do the same thing always. I just get drunk, and then I warm up my internal body with the liquor. So that's what I'm doing.
All right.
Yeah. And Crohn's.
Hawk, I mean, just do what Crowder did during his time in the NFL. You pee on yourself. I'll warm you right up.
Yeah, then that gets cold. You're uncomfortable.
That's true.
That's your weather.
Did you say the sponsor?
I did not. That's brought to you by Tornado Roofing and Contracting, replacing roofs, roof repairs, maintenance, and hurricane impact windows and doors. Visit tornadoroofing.com.
All right. Text Omar Kelly that you are getting into bed so that he can join us in the next segment. You were listening earlier. You found that funny. If you weren't, it's quite quizzical.
I've never made that mistake.
Talk Dolphins with Omar Kelly next. Cheetah Pompano is a great spot to watch a game tonight or any night, really. VIP areas, 4 stages of entertainment. They have the most beautiful ladies in South Florida. Cheetah Pompano has that amazing complimentary gourmet lunch till 3 p.m. every day and happy hour specials till 6. Next Tuesday is Cinco de Mayo. Big parties at Cheetah Pompano and Cheetah Palm Beach. At Cheetah Pompano, they'll have $200 bottle specials on Casamigos Blanco. They'll have $5 off buckets of Corona and Modelo and a Fiesta liquor basket giveaway as well. At Cheetah Palm Beach, they'll have $5 Coronas and Modelos all day long and a free lunch special tacos from 11:30 until 3. The Cinco de Mayo parties are at Cheetah Pompano and Cheetah Palm Beach. I always say it, every day is a great day at Cheetah Pompano Beach. You want to make sure you visit Cheetah Palm Beach as well, and you definitely want to visit either of those places next Tuesday, Cinco de Mayo. For all the details, check out cheetahsofl.com.
You're listening to the Hawk, Crowder, and Solana Show.
Are you wearing khakis right now, Joe?